Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number 212.
Yeah.
Presented by Hair Club.
Yeah. And we're a little late today. We're a little late today.
Well, you've been late a number of times.
Dude, I'm never late for anything. And you know what? If this wasn't an important issue, I would have bitched about it. But it was an important issue that we had to do it today instead of yesterday. You know, Andy had to go through a little thing with his cute little daughter, Ivy. Little Ivy had a little jam going up, and she was in the hospital for a little bit. So that's why. But
yes.
Usually Andy's like, Ty has hockey. I go, no, I come first. But in this case, little Ivy had to go through a little tough time. So we love that little girl.
So here we are.
We're doing it now, and we're gonna get again. We usually do it.
Oh, yeah,
yesterday.
like Daffy Duck. Was that a tongue twister?
Well, I cruised. I got here. I got up early. It was snowing, and then I just did the show. I come here. I'm waiting on you, and it is what it is. I'm trying to pump up Ivy a little bit. And
I hear
people
you.
Know
I hear
why
you.
we're a little late today.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, tough. Listen, man, health is everything. Health is everything, and you know what we're going through is it's not easy, but when you're at a children's hospital, man,
God.
You see what some of these families are going through, and
a lot worse too. Stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I know. It puts everything in perspective, man.
Puts everything in perspective.
Yep.
So as bad as it is, but I actually talked to some of the doctors like that, about that, and they kind of like broke it down how you can't necessarily compare your situation to other people's situation. Everybody has their own, but like these doctors do an incredible job.
At Children's here in St. Louis.
Oh, my God.
They do a damn good job.
They're so good.
Yep.
And
they're praised, too, around the world.
Yeah.
Children's.
But my wife had to stay at the hospital. I mean, I was going up there daily and spending hours at a time. But, with the other ones at home, man, someone had to be there and get them picked up and all that type of stuff.
I get it. It's all good, baby. Man. People get it, man.
But
we ain't lazy.
You see some of these families, what they're going through, man. I think about all these people now. It just changes. Not that I didn't before, but,
No, I know.
when
but
you see it in front of your face.
You haven't been in a hospital
man.
in a while, and you see it firsthand.
I do not like hospitals.
Fuck no. Hell no, dude. Imagine being like 2 years ago in the hospital with the COVID stuff. Like, fuck almighty, that one must have been brutal. But Children's Hospital is great, man. I remember I went there when I was a kid. I had asthma. Mm-hmm. Fucking horrible asthma, man. I mean, God, what a nerd I was. I had asthma, pissed to bed.
Did you have an inhaler?
I fucking, I had a lisp. I couldn't say R. Like, there's a lot of shit I had to fucking deal with. But I had asthma, horrible asthma.
You still have it? It typically doesn't go away.
I grew out of it.
Well, that wasn't asthma. You were out.
Okay, Andy. Then what was it?
You're out of shape.
I had asthma attacks as a kid that were fucking the most horrific thing in the world.
Did you have an inhaler?
Hell yes, my whole life until I just didn't need it anymore.
That can save your life.
Yeah, I know it did a couple times.
The doctors would come in, Cam, and Laurie would be like, they have other stuff to do. I would just be asking. I'm curious, like their experience in med school, how long they were in school for, like how smart they are. I'm like, you are so smart. Like some of these ladies, I'm like, how are you so smart? Like they know everything.
Well, I'm glad there's people in this world that devote their whole life to work, and those are like doctors,
Medicine.
Because they don't have a fucking social life. You're barely home. It takes you forever to make money. Like,
I know,
it's
but
a hard thing to get into. I know a lot of
doctors who do have a social life, though.
Okay, well then they're not at the job. They're not working that much. Then.
Well, no, they are. I think.
Well, then when they sleep,
I think when they get out. I think when they get out of grad school, they gotta like get some of the grunt work. And then you kind of ease into things. It's like any other profession, dude.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Any other profession.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if we're around, no, it's not.
It is.
If we're around construction workers, we're like you talk to doctors.
Cam,
most of them are hard to even have a conversation with.
Do you
know
their
whole life is just a different? It's just a different animal. Mm-hmm. Try to talk to a doctor and that's like can talk to you.
Yeah.
They
can talk.
You know what I mean, Andy.
I talked to a lot of doctors this past week.
That are like down to earth. Like, well, hello there, Andy. Like they're like that. No, they're not.
Oh yeah. No, there's a lot of really cool ones. I got a number of doctors in my neighborhood too. I got an anesthesiologist next door to me, so I talk to her all the time as well.
Eastern Indian.
A lot of them.
Yep, I know.
Well, like Eastern versus what? Western?
No, versus Native American.
Oh yeah, no, they're not natives. I mean, I'm sure there are some Native American
Eastern Indian
doctors that are out there.
If you look at the depth chart of,
but yeah, a lot of Eastern American, a lot of Eastern Indians.
When the Indians come over here, they're family based. Mm-hmm. They work their ass off.
They're generational doctors.
They're very smart, and if you look at the pecking order as far as intelligence, they're at the top with the Asians.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
In terms of like who's the smartest?
They combined a bunch of different things.
Who do you
Successful.
who do you think wins like the smartest person contest? Like the Indian versus
the Asians
Asian
do right now.
Yeah, I think the Asian.
I think the
but,
Asians
But
do.
the Indians, man, like I mean, you see like in spelling bees and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like very talented.
Yeah, I know. That's your neighborhood, eh?
Well,
Is that one kid?
there's probably a couple spelling bee champs floating around my neighborhood.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad Ivy's okay. I'm glad she's home.
Yeah.
That cute little girl, man. You know, when I work with people, I don't have kids. You guys don't know that, but
No, you think you do. You have dogs.
Yeah,
And you act like
I know.
you're one of those people who act like they have
I love
kids,
my
but they're
babies.
dogs.
They're my little
Your
precious
dog
babies
kids?
and little Boo Boo, who I love very much. So she's getting older, and it scares me every day. I hear her mowing every morning at the door because I can't let her in because she annoys me when I'm sleeping, and she's still kicking around. But my point is, when I'm working with guys, you know, I work with you every day, Andy. Like, you're one of my best friends now. I'm with you every fucking day, basically. I talk to you all the time. So I'm invested in your family, probably more than you. So when something like that happens, a little cute Ivy, it really does hit me, man, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
I don't care about too many other people's kids, but yours, I just, you know, it's part of our fucking, I hear about it every single day with you, so I'm like invested in it, just so you know.
I hear
That's
you.
why I'm fucking texting you last night how little Ivy was doing.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Little cutie.
I got to give a shout out to everybody down there. The security guy. They're all my people now. Okay?
Good. They should be. You got to always be nice to everybody, man.
Yeah. But, man, it's not a place that you want to be. I never really experienced that with kids, man.
Well, it's going to happen again with something.
Yeah.
If you got 3 kids, it's going to happen. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I got stitches once. I was playing pond hockey one time. It was a
dominating.
very intense game. I think
I
I
bet.
probably had, I don't know, how many goals.
A baker's dozen.
And my brother, as we were walking, he put his like skates over his shoulder, like old school Canadian style, like when you're walking back, you know, skates on top of the stick, sticks over the shoulder, and you're walking through the woods and back home from the frozen pond. I don't know if they still do that nowadays, but as he put the stick over his shoulder with the skates on there, the skate got me in the face. It was like he might as well just kick me in the face, and I had to get like stitches in my face.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Yeah. So
I mean, I remember getting my first stitches, man, when I was like 10 years old. I had this guy named Josh Elzinga play for fucking Team Illinois. We're up in a tournament, and he had like those Easton aluminums, and he didn't tape the end part, and he didn't have a butt in the end of the stick, and he jammed me up underneath my fucking cage.
Oh, my God.
Stuck me. I still got railroad tracks underneath my chin. But I remember my dad being there for the first time getting stitches in the hospital room. You're 10 years old.
Scary,
I'm
man.
bleeding all over the place. And I'm looking up. My dad was right there, and they fucking jacked me up, and they cut in it. And I'm like nervous because you're young, and you look like you're in like a spaceship. And you're like, what the fuck? Everybody's looking at you. You'll be okay. And I remember my dad just being right there, and I was like, fine. And afterwards, I had all these cool stitches in my chin. And then, you know, everywhere I went, everybody's like, what's happened? I go, fuck, I got stuck in a fucking chin. The girls are talking to me in school.
No, they're not.
Yeah, no, they weren't talking to you, Andy. But yeah, if you have scars on your face, it's an interesting thing. Now, if you're like, oh, you have a scar on your face because you got wasted and hit your head on the foot, no, that's not cool. But if you're playing a game,
You're in sports, that happened to Sonny, maybe.
If you're in sports and you go to school and you got scars on your face, the chicks are like, what's up?
I know.
You're kind of sexy.
I had another time, Cam, I had to go get stitches because my dog bit me in the face. Yeah, well, I had to get 20 stitches in my face while I had a broken ankle. So I'm like on crutches, broken ankle, going in there having to get stitches in the face too. Can I just tell you one thing though, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with though? I will say,
what
is because they don't let the parents go back to the operating room when they have the surgery. Well, why do you think that is? Because you're just not like
fucking distraction.
You're not sanitized. And
no,
stuff?
You're a goddamn distraction. Get away. What are you gonna do? You gonna tell the doctors what to do? No, just let it happen. And let it be, and don't be annoying.
So she doesn't handle like needles and all that stuff very well, like a lot of kids,
no one
right?
does. Yeah.
Okay. Like literally freaks out. Like you have to hold her down to give her like a shot or something, dude. Yeah. So even when they were putting the medicine inside the IV, putting the IV in, like I got to leave the room for stuff like that. I can't stay in there. I need to be stronger in certain situations, Cam.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, but I ain't handle it very well.
Andy,
okay?
I told you, if shit goes down, Andy's going to be running with the women and children.
No, my wife stays. My wife stays in there.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's a great ground zero. Like she stays in. I can't stay in there. So they're putting the medicine in. She's freaking out, and it's like the walk from the room into the holding room before they come and get you and take you into the operating room.
Yeah.
that hit me hard. It's just kind of a weird situation. Like you're going through these cold halls of the hospital. It's like
Depressing.
It's very depressing.
Yeah, I know.
And we're sitting in the holding room, and they start doing the medication and all that. So I have to leave, and they lied, the doctors, because they have to like get rid of the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, your mom just went to the bathroom. She'll be right back." You know, like. And like Ivy's like, what? No. She ain't going to the bathroom right now.
She ain't leaving me.
She ain't leaving me.
Yeah.
Like she's like screaming, like, where are you? You know, type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, man.
Top of her lungs, dude.
Oh no.
And then as they wheel her away to the operating room, I mean, down the hallway, dude, she's screaming and screaming and screaming. And the doctors are coming in like Laurie's like just losing her mind, right? So the doctors,
You gotta hold it together.
I know.
No. Wait, I gotta stop you.
Hold on, it's
You
not,
two motherfuckers need to hold it together. You got kids,
I know.
hardcore shit going on, and like they're trying to be stable, and then you guys are fucking screaming.
I know.
Ivy screams, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But you two.
Well, we're not screaming.
Well, you're going. You said
It
your
was
girl,
pretty emotional.
she's losing her shit.
She was.
Calm down.
Yeah. And actually, as they, I mentioned that to her. I was like, these doctors are seeing like some like crazy,
like this is
and they're
okay.
like, these parents are like, because this like 10-minute procedure she's about to have, 20 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But they said to us, they were like, she won't even remember this trip into the OR room going down the hallway when she's screaming. She won't even remember.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Well, okay. She won't remember it.
She does,
So
she
we kept,
does.
well, she remembered everything,
yeah.
dude.
Well,
she
it's
remembered.
a learning experience
I'm
for
like,
her.
did you remember that when you were screaming? She's like, yes.
Well, look, she got tougher, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Now she's like,
Dude,
fuck
she's
that.
way tougher.
She goes, I fucking did that. Fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I might get into jujitsu or something. Good for her, though, man. She's going to be okay, dude. And sometimes you're going to have a wake-up call as a kid. We all went through it. I'll tell you this, though. I always do these things. I'm always doing stuff for Shriners, which is like for kids that have like something, like their leg doesn't grow the right way.
Polio.
Oh, so, yeah, they're in wheelchairs. They have missing in hand.
Yeah.
And I just remember every Christmas I'd go to Shriners, and you go into some of these rooms, and some of the kids are like, hey, what's up? And some of these little girls, and it's always, for some reason, I look at the boys just a little differently for some reason. Then I look at these little girls, they're like 13, 14. They're uncomfortable as hell. They got me and like a couple guys walking in, and they don't look good. They're not like, they haven't shot. They just feel, and there's something wrong. I don't know. It fucks me up so bad.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, it's something happened to them. They're not gonna be able to walk right. And I just feel for the little girls so much, man. They're trying to be social in high school.
Yeah.
You got to be in this goddamn Shriners Hospital, although they do great work. Man, it just makes me want to cry, dude. It really does.
I did for years, probably like 10, 15 years straight, did a radio show like right around Christmas time when Santa would come and all that at a local children's hospital. It's called Rankin Jordan.
Yeah, I know Rankin Jordan, damn right.
So I think that's maybe what you're
Dude,
talking
St.
about.
Louis has a
So-
Shriner. I think it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Might be the
maybe.
same
It
thing.
might be the same thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that, like, I just don't handle those situations. I just feel so
I
feel so
fucking
bad.
cry, dude.
I'm not
cry,
I'm not
man.
equipped to be able to
know.
handle it as
And
well as maybe others.
I try to hand out toys, and like they don't have like some of they're just a little bit older. They're just in a. I don't know. It's tough, man. But you know what? That's fuck everybody that we're talking to right now. They know somebody, maybe immediate family, that has gone through this kind of stuff. Way worse than what you went through. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe this. Maybe that. But all y'all out there, and if you do have kids, something like this is gonna happen, and you can't freak the fuck out like Andy in the goddamn hallway when there's other parents and shit. Like, what the fuck's
There's
going
no
on
other
here?
parents around
Well, I'm
us.
just saying.
Yeah, there was no other.
You need to be
parents around
tough
us.
for Ivy. You're
But-
screaming. God damn it,
But
Andy.
the doctors and the nurses. Could you be a nurse?
What?
Could you be a nurse?
Could I be a? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Dude, the shit they do. I mean, these nurses.
They work their ass off, homie. And they get treated like shit sometimes, too. Even with the COVID vaccine and stuff like that. Like, some people didn't want to get the vaccine. They get fucking fired. All these nurses are, like, helping people. And now you look at it now and you're like, wow. And I think in New York City, they're still,
I don't know many
they still haven't
nurses
reinstated them.
that didn't get COVID shots.
What?
I don't know many nurses that didn't get the COVID shot.
Well, if you didn't get it, you're not working. And so some
Right.
people didn't get it, and
Could-
they got fired.
All right, but in that particular situation, when
Well, you look
when
at
you're
it-
treating with all these people who have, do you feel like maybe they should be vaccinated?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm asking.
not now, because you look at it and you're like, it didn't do anything. So it's like they forced stuff on you and they still fired you and they still have to reinstate them when you know the vaccine was completely different than what they
you don't think
that,
okay, so I don't want to get in the conversation.
No, it's all good.
But you're saying it.
What?
So you don't think the vaccine like actually did anything for COVID?
I think it did some things for some people. I think it did other things for other people. The people I know that got vaccinated were way sicker than the people that didn't get it. Now, I'm not saying, look, everybody's
really?
different. In my little bubble.
Oh, no way.
My little bubble.
I feel like the opposite. People who got vaccinated didn't have the same effects as those who...
I didn't feel a goddamn
The people who
thing.
got vaccinated didn't have the same effects as those who didn't.
Complete opposite in my little world. But it could be different, man. I don't know. And
I
you know what?
think-
You can do what you want. I just look at
probably
it like
lead
when
the
somebody
league.
forces something upon you like they did, and they denounce you for even thinking any differently, like, wait a minute, let's see what we're at with this. I don't know. I know my body.
You wouldn't even admit it publicly that you didn't get vaccinated.
Not for a while. You get
you were
fucking
like,
crucified.
you thought you were going to have that red X on
Yes.
your car. Somebody
or
was going to come
something.
and like...
Somebody's going to be like, so...
It's like they
you're
give
right,
you like
I
a
hit it.
tattoo on your face.
I get why
Remember
people
how
got
back
it.
in the day, Cam, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, if you used to steal something, they would cut your hand off. So everyone knew you were a thief.
Yeah, in fucking the Middle East... In Indonesia, maybe.
So maybe they put
Or in
they
Southeast
put a
Asia.
permanent mark on your face to let you know that you're not vaccinated.
Andy, that's in third world countries. Who
Well-
gives a fuck? Listen, the deal is. By the way, you're gonna go to. You excited about the World Cup in Qatar?
In Qatar?
In Qatar. How fun does that look?
No.
Oh, $100 for a pint of beer because of the sin tax.
I'll tell you who is.
The sin tax of the Muslim world. And
I'll tell you who is.
You're fucking crazy. You think I'm going there?
You know who is?
Who?
Canada. Because they qualified. You know,
No,
qualifying
Andy,
for
I'm
the
talking-
World Cup is like a process. You got to win all these games and this and that and qualify this and here.
Andy, I'm not talking.
And
I'm talking about.
So the Canadians are very excited about this.
Well, yeah, because they're going to be playing. But like, if you're,
Aren't the Americans in it too?
yeah, they're wearing rainbow.
Is that true?
I think so. Which is just like okay. Although they treat like I think you can't really be a homosexual in Qatar, which is the most horrible thing
You're
ever.
not allowed to be?
I think they might throw you off.
So is
the
that
building.
why they're wearing the...
I think, and I like that. Stand up for it. But if I'm a player, I'm like, I
Oh,
want
maybe are
I want to wear the red,
is that
white,
the
and blue.
women's team or the men's?
I don't know.
This is the men's World Cup.
Yeah, I know, Andy.
Yeah, okay.
But if I'm a player, I'm like, I want to wear the red, white, and blue. You know, nothing against anything like that. But it's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, the one time you get to finally...
You're not wearing red, white, and blue.
You want to wear that
You're
uni.
wearing a fucking rainbow.
I don't know,
everything's
man.
like,
Maybe
okay.
they want to make a statement. That's why I asked. Because
It's always about a statement. How about you
because-
just go? How about your statement is go there and beat them and win and make a statement that way. And
who do
then
you
talk
got?
About
Who
it.
do you have in the World Cup?
I don't give a shit.
You ever notice how, I don't know if it's like all y'all, all my people in Saskatchewan and Alberta eating that Alberta
Your people,
beef.
baby. Your
Here in St. Louis, like when the World Cup comes around, you get dudes who like don't talk soccer.
Yank.
Not once for like 4 years. And then all of a sudden, like they're like an expert on like Ecuador.
Listen.
And they break down like Argentina's roster. It's like,
When
dude,
I go to
like,
when
what?
I go to bonfires and stuff out yonder where I live, where the good old boys are.
You ain't going now, boy.
Down yonder.
That's snow coming down.
I got a shit kicking truck, Grand Wagon here. Anywho, when I go to my buddy's house, if we're in a conversation and somebody's like, let's talk about soccer. I'd be like, what? Like what? Like, oh, cool.
Is that how they
Cool-
say it
cool
to you?
conversation. I
They
don't know.
just want to bring it up.
I don't give a fuck.
You know, one time.
Hey, I'll go to this new MLS
Soccer?
team that we have here
Yeah,
in St.
I know.
Louis.
Yeah.
I'll go there. I'll hang out the 50 fucking yard line pitch, whatever the fuck. I'll hang with the buddies. I'll fucking sit in a box, do our thing.
Yeah,
I'll
I
do
know
that.
a couple people that work there, dude. I can probably help you out with
Yeah,
the
hook me up,
tickets and
Andy.
stuff like that.
Take care of me. I need to get in places. Lord.
I do.
Hey, how about all these like?
Hey, they like that. They like that stadium up at night, though, man. It's very nice.
Pretty cool,
People
man.
are excited about
well,
it.
they got to get the crime figured out.
It is.
down.
It is the pitch, by the way. So make sure. Oh, all the doctors, by the way, and being out there at Children's. There's an area of town called Central West End that kind of gets a bad rap because there's been a lot of crime.
Well, there's
down there.
crime out the wazoo.
But hold on. There's amazing restaurants and stuff like that.
yeah, they're
everywhere.
going under.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they
dude.
are.
Cam, it's packed.
It's Central West End.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, there's
half of the restaurants went under.
no.
Yes, they have, Andy.
Cam,
There's a huge crime
Hold
wave
on.
there.
Let me
That's
just
why
talk.
everybody's moving out.
Let me just tell you, because
Central West End. You're
there's
crazy.
a lot of people who work in that area. So
That's true.
So tons of people.
That's
so
true.
the streets. I walked them, dude. I left and got lunch for people and got coffees for my wife. I walked those streets the last 4 or 5 days, and I used to go down there for lunch and whatever back in the
I used
day.
to party down there
yeah.
at Mandarin and all that shit.
Of course,
dude.
for sure. And
Never saw you there.
Well, and my wife worked at a Lululemon there. I used to hang out at the Mandarin bottle service.
My brother got his
as a
car
matter of
stolen there.
fact.
It's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
My brother goes there, gets his goddamn car stolen 10 years, 12, 15 years ago. And it took 2 weeks, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck yeah, they burned it, or they didn't find it, so the insurance is going to cover it, or whatever it is.
Oh.
I get a call from North County Police. They're like, Camera. I go, what? They go, we found it. I go, fuck. I go, where's it at? Martin Luther King Boulevard on the side of the road. So they took a police escort, took us up there. We're in the most hardcore fucking neighborhood. Everybody that's on their front porch is like laughing. A couple of white boys coming down, picking up their, because they all know what fucking happened. Because they steal these cars and they run them out until the gas is out. We opened his car door up. It was the most horrific smell and scene you'll ever see in your life.
Was there a body in there?
It smelled like a dead body.
Ooh.
They tore up
You
everything.
ever smelled a dead body?
No. They tore up everything. We're like, fuck, what do we do with this shithole now?
I don't know.
And you take it back.
That's what they do when they rob, when they
run
steal
it out
cars,
of gas and they just leave it.
They destroy the car.
They
Anyway,
destroy
so
it.
as I was getting to it, talking to a very professional, very smart, we were talking medicine. Like they do their research while they're on the job, so they don't have to do it when they're at home. So like in between seeing patients, they're reading like literature. And I'm like, what are you reading? Can I just try to? I'm like, can I read one paragraph?
Fuck, you're annoying.
Can I
seriously
read?
though, like
They loved me, Cam.
Oh, I bet they did.
Okay,
they loved when you
let
left.
me read one paragraph, and it's like I can't even like regurgitate exactly what they're saying. It's like they have to be so smart. But a lot of them live there in the Central West End. They say it's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah,
especially the young doctors.
well, they're in a gated community.
Some of them, yeah. There's gated communities down
Couldn't pay me to live in Central West. Look at the property value.
Okay. I'm not suggesting you like move there.
No.
I'm just
I know what you're
saying like there's really cool spots there. Man.
I know, but
Great
it used to be a
sushi
lot cooler.
spots
But then
and-
the crime wave came. They
Yeah.
need more police in St. Louis.
Well,
okay?
time out. Let me tell you this. I wouldn't recommend. Like my wife worked at the
Ask Barrett
Lululemon there. I know the work there, whatever. I wouldn't recommend walking around by yourself at like 11 o'clock at night or
walking
2
your
in the
dog?
morning. But I'll say
Okay.
this: at 11:30 in the morning, the street,
Well, okay,
the
Andy.
streets are bumping.
So don't go out at night. So if you have a dog and you're a woman, you're not allowed to go out at night because of the crime. But at 11 o'clock in the morning, you're okay. Well, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, well,
Well, that's exactly
I'm
my
just
point.
telling you
No, I
during the
know.
daytime, it's
Talk to
not
me about crime.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad, but
You gotta
still,
keep your
if you
head
say
on
in
a swivel.
If you say, yeah, no shit. If you tell me, hey, this subdivision, I'm telling you, it's great. It's not that bad in the daylight. Don't go out at night. Oh yeah, let's move there. Are you out of your
Well,
fuck
I didn't
mind?
say you should move there.
Well, then what are you trying to say? It's a lovely
You know-
place, but don't move there. Then what are you saying?
Years ago,
You don't know what you're saying sometimes.
I applied. It was a summer. I was in town for like a month, maybe 6 weeks or something like that. And so I applied for a DJ job, Cam, at the Cheetah Club.
Oh, the Ripper?
Oh yeah, no, it was not a strip club. That's Windsor, the Cheetah Club.
Yeah, all right.
But this was like a nightclub.
Yeah. You're
Like-
the what?
I was the DJ,
Oh, Jesus.
where you don't even show up to work till like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I had no experience.
Take a couple pills, get that mind.
Dude, I had no experience. I said I was an intern at KMOX Radio or something like that. Like
So
they,
music were
they hired me. So it was like a mixer, and it was like all like kind of like digital. Where
Were you scratching?
I don't think I was intended to be. The guy kept coming up to me and like yelling at me. He told me like I'm ruining his night, his party. I'm like, no,
Well,
I'm
you
not.
probably did.
I'm like, dude, I'm doing it right. I'm just like kind of having fun. I'm hitting the smoke machine. Like the lights are changing colors. Like it was actually hilarious.
What kind of crowd was that?
Like mid-20s, like women
hardcore?
everywhere.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Hardcore, no. It was like people were like going out partying.
Well, here's the thing, though.
So
Andy,
when I
where
rolled
you're-
up, though, it was late at night, and I was driving. Everybody was like screaming at me, freaking out because I was driving down the wrong way on One Ray Road. I'm like, hey, I'm here. I'm the DJ, and that was the only time I ever did it, man. They never let me come back ever again.
No, I wouldn't think they'd want to invite you back to that. But here's the thing in St. Louis, man. I used to go to clubs out the fucking wazoo in 2006 to 12. Every club I've ever been in, it would last 4 months. There'd be a shooting. It goes under. Another club that popped up, boom, on Washington Avenue. Fucking badass. Chicks everywhere. boom, shooting, shut it down, on and on and on and on and on. It's just this, man, club, like it's hard to own a club. Like you just, like you get in, you make a little bit of money, then something happens and everybody wants to go somewhere else.
It's
like,
one thing during that
so
period
weird,
of my life,
weird
in like
people everywhere,
early
too.
20s, I just wasn't into going to clubs.
Oh,
and
I
shit.
was. Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't my
I'm
thing.
fucking
I
bottle
certainly wouldn't be
service.
into it now either.
No, I know.
But,
Not
like,
now, God.
But well, different like going to a place where you
Well,
can
back in
just
the
chill
day.
in a lounge, man. Go to Lucas Park or something like that,
yeah,
or
but
maybe.
like when you're playing and you're in your hometown, you want to go where the hot spot's at, Andy. Like even if it's hard to talk to chicks, like you're sitting.
You
up
like
top,
that techno music and
Fuck
shit?
no, I want women. So that's where the women were. So I didn't like to dance. I'm not going to do this. I sit the goddamn thing, and you just have girls come up and you talk to them and you socialize that way. You get bottle service. It's going to cost you, but that's where the girls are at. So that's where you go. I didn't like the music. I didn't give a shit about any of that. I wanted where the hot girls were.
I went to a club one time with Dan Highnote
My boy.
and his
That's my boy.
ex-wife.
McCarthy? Sister?
Yeah,
Janice?
Jenny McCarthy's sister. And there was he was like buying shots of Patron for everybody. I brought my
He's the man.
wife now. She was my girlfriend at the time. But there was a bunch of dudes. You ever like notice like, Cam, like when you get the whole team together, there was a lot of players there that night. And the ones that just like, kind of stand there all night long with like 3 or 4 guys. They just stand, they don't move
Yeah, I know.
the entire night.
That ain't me.
And I'm like,
I'm sniffing around, dude.
I'm like, you may have to like move a little bit.
I know. You
Like,
gotta go and
let
like
somebody,
you ain't that.
let
Listen, you're a hockey
somebody
player.
know you play hockey.
You're not an NBA guy. Like you can't just stand there and chicks know who you are. You're a fucking 5'8" Swede. Like you gotta initiate sometimes with these Midwestern girls, you know. But no, I hate like I'm not dancing. Like sometimes when you go to clubs, like to communicate with women, you have to dance. Like that's your communication, and I hated that.
You would dance?
just to get close to them, and
Dude,
then
don't
you're like
know
this
how to
though.
dance.
No shit. Near to you, you got
I
two
mean,
left feet. You don't know how to do a lot of.
Oh,
things.
I can dance.
But the
no,
thing,
that's one thing, Cam. I can remember. I
No one
told you
cares.
I was in that dance group in 8th grade.
Yeah, that's right.
The 8th Wonder.
But here's the deal. Like communicating with women on the dance floor, it's horrible. And Andy's right when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Hey, what's your name?
And then my breath's always bad because you're drinking Red Bull vodkas and you're doing other things and whatever. It's like, fuck that. Find a cool spot where you could socialize with the girls, man. Find a cool spot where it attracts women and you could sit there, they could see you, and you could actually hold a conversation.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
that's your advice?
Well, yeah.
Dude,
you
I
don't need
could
to spend
dance.
money at a club.
You used to go to a place called Have a Nice Day Cafe. You ever go there?
I don't know, Andy. I don't know.
That place.
Harry's was a jam in St. Louis. That was my baby. Harry's, what's up? When I got traded to Jersey, it went under.
Oh, is that what happened?
I don't know.
I don't think that's what happened at all.
Nah, not at all. But I like to think that way.
Do you know the history of Thanksgiving? Like how it all started?
Yeah, I mean, it's
No,
still
like
folklore.
the real history.
It's still
No, it's
folklore.
true.
The
It's it.
Plymouth. They came into Plymouth. They pull up. They try to go around a couple different areas. They went up through Nova Scotia.
On the
They
East Coast.
Yes, motherfucker. So they go over and they kind of go up through Canada and they kind of creep down and find this little like crevice where they could dock the ship. They had an area where the waves aren't going to hit it, and that was Plymouth Rock. And they get there and they set up, and
they had a feast.
and then you know who starts creeping around.
Okay, so
The
how do
big
you
boys.
pronounce that tribe?
I don't know, Andy. You're
No.
trying to give me a quiz. to make me look
Wampanoag?
stupid.
No,
Wampanoag?
no. Wampanoag.
Whatever, man. No, why are you doing a history lesson with me right
Because that's who the English colonists had their feast with.
now? Yeah. No, some Native Americans were good with them, some weren't. And not to mention, everybody's like, Native Americans shit fucking killed each other. Like you cannot believe.
They had an autumn
for years.
autumn
and years.
harvest.
Yeah, I
dude.
know, Andy.
But
you
oh,
know
by
what?
the way, update. I'm getting a lot of messages about my mashed potatoes. I'm gonna have that
Yeah,
video.
what is up with that? It's so good. Like,
People are
all
reaching
you really
out.
want to know about Andy's mashed potatoes. Who gives a shit about mashed potatoes anyway?
Because they're award winning, dude.
I mean, fucking do a video.
They're amazing.
I'm not.
Well, no, you have to come over for the video.
No, it doesn't work that way.
What do you mean
need
it
me.
doesn't
I'm not
work?
making it.
Dude, we're at this event over the weekend, and so I will have that video out
people are
very,
craving
very soon, and looking forward to that. And I'll get you everything you need to do, and then you can have and serve award-winning mashed potatoes at your Thanksgiving feast.
Andy's got a palate of a fucking 7-year-old. A 7-year-old.
That is not true,
Yes, it is.
dude. We're at this store over the weekend. We had an event for our beverage that's out from Four Hands Brewing Company.
Good stuff.
The mango lemonade hard seltzer. And we had like a tasting event. People are coming up. A lot of people talking to me and stuff like that, and wanting to like say hi to me. And Cam was there too.
Yeah, I was there too.
So they have like an incredible like wine selection.
Oh, God.
And Cam's like telling me to buy him all this wine. He's like, dude, buy me a bottle of that wine. Buy me this wine. Buy me that wine. If you're gonna get me anything for Christmas, just buy me a bottle of this wine.
Yeah.
Here, tell me to buy you wine
For Christmas, yeah. If you want me to know what Christmas gift is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember giving you a Christmas gift last year.
No, there's no chance.
I did give you a Christmas gift last year. What are you talking about?
No, you didn't.
My wife got it for you, and she wrapped it, and I gave it to you, and I act like I gave it to you.
That was a housewarming gift a couple years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not a Christmas
Well,
gift.
whatever. Well, mine's still in my truck then, because she got you a Christmas. She
Oh,
didn't
really?
fuck around with that
Well,
shit.
get it out of your
It's in my truck. I forgot.
What
So
was
this year,
it?
give me a bottle of cake bread. That's all good, man. Well, don't you want to know to give me? So you give me, and you'll probably give me something so stupid. And I'm like, don't waste your money on that. Spend $100, give me a bottle of wine.
Is that your favorite wine?
Cake bread? Yeah. I used to drink Cake Bread 07 back in the day. And you know what? I didn't grow up on wine. My parents never drank wine. We're fucking Hoosiers from goddamn Hillsboro, Missouri. I never got into golf. I never got into fucking wine. But once you start playing, boy, and you start hanging out with guys that make a lot of money, and you're going out to dinner in these nice-ass fucking restaurants, and you're making money, and they're drinking all this wine. They look cool drinking wine. I'm like, fuck, let me try that.
Did you feel out of place originally when you first, like...
What the fuck? I'm a fucking Hoosier. I told you. I got called up. My parents were in town. I thought it was all that story about calling Lou and fucking up and him wanting to sit me. I think he's going to sit me down, but I had a great game. My parents were up. I get called up to go to New York. And I remember driving down with my parents in my sweatpants to Jersey. They're all at a hotel because they're playing the Rangers the next day, so they stay in a hotel the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll into that goddamn thing. Everybody has their suits on, and they're all at the buffet, the fucking dinner buffet. They all have their suits. I don't know any of the
said
guys.
this is our savior or whatever?
Oh, Andy. I walk in there.
I think it was Matt. Was it Mapachuk who said
I
that?
walk in there with my Hoosier parents. We all have sweatpants on.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Hoosier as the day is long.
Yeah.
And I walk in there, and they all, it just like was one of those scenes in the movie where they all stop like, and they look at me.
Yeah, but like...
And I'm like, hi. And Maddie goes, "Tuh, this our fucking savior?" And they get back to what they're doing. No one even said hi to me.
But Cam,
No one even said hi to me.
why would you show up like that? You knew...
Because
you already were
it was a
playing.
3-hour trip. I didn't know. Listen, I didn't know.
You didn't know they'd all be sitting there when you walked in.
No, I thought I was just going to go into my room and go to bed and get up.
Didn't you know these guys from training camp and stuff?
Dude, I was still young.
I know, but like some
Really
of
young.
them.
I was still 20, 21
There were
years
no
old.
young players that you knew from camp?
I mean, yeah, but not crazy. Not crazy. Here's our fucking savior. I'm like, that can't be good. What am I, Jesus? I can't be Jesus. So therefore, he's chirping me. I just sit there and like collect my thoughts. And I'm like, hi, everyone. Then, I had to go change.
I think that's an appropriate comment to make.
How about you get that motherfucker on the goddamn podcast?
He's on my list.
Okay?
He's on my list.
Rip my goddamn shirt off at the bar. Although I like
He's on
that.
my list. Do you know what president proclaimed Thanksgiving as a national holiday?
I don't know, Andy.
You don't know that?
No, Andy, quit fucking with this shit.
No, you need to start watching this type of shit, too.
Oh, I watched Graham Hancock over what's that called, Brody? The one on Netflix, Graham Hancock. He's on Joe Rogan with Randall Carlson, too. The coolest motherfuckers in the world. I like conspiracies. The alien thing, I have my thoughts on that. Bigfoot shit, fuck off.
Did you see-
Hold on. But this, when they talk about
The UFOs.
I know. Civilizations in our history and how we thought we were hunter-gatherers pre-Ice Age. There are huge monoliths that are the most difficult thing ever to construct. You take that Pyramid of Giza. You take our technology we have right now. You couldn't build that thing.
The Pyramid of Giza?
The Pyramid of Giza. It's so weird.
I bet you we could.
The circumference of it equals out to the circumference of the fucking Earth.
Can you go in
How
it?
the fuck?
Can you go in it?
Yes, you can.
All the way to the top?
You can go anywhere. There's chambers out the ass, Andy. 50-ton bricks, perfectly lined to the North Star, to all these alignments.
Don't tell me you couldn't build that today.
No, you could not.
I mean, they were able to do it back then, but they can't do it today? That makes no sense.
That would be the most difficult thing in the world to
Well, how'd
build.
they do it back then?
That's a good question. They were advanced.
You think aliens did it?
No. No.
Where was I reading the other day?
I think that everything's set back 100,000 years.
Where was I reading the other day that I was listening to cockpit footage or audio,
He always like just.
and they saw UFOs,
Of course, it happens every single day.
and they
It
tried.
happens every
They tried to
single
catch up
day.
to it.
They can't do it.
They couldn't do it.
And they go in right angles. There's so much weird shit. And you have these Navy pilots. They're like, we see this every fucking time, and a lot of it is coming out from the ocean. That's what they say. I need proof.
Oh, the
of that.
UFOs are coming from the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
No, I know it's weird because that's.
I mean, think about how much of the land
And here's
is
my take on
actually
aliens.
water, and why wouldn't they hang out in there?
Well, because it's difficult to put a spaceship in water, so therefore, like the technology is just
I
different.
understand, but these UFOs are a little bit different. It's a different breed.
Yeah, Andy, I know, dude. But my point is with the UFOs, I need to see it. Don't get me wrong. I do believe.
Oh, you
these-
don't believe in it?
I believe Bob Lazar. I believe these Navy pilots that see different things. Now, here's the deal. People are like, well, that could have been a satellite, or that could have been something from China. So what? If that's high technology from a different country, we need to know what the fuck it is anyway. It's a threat. If China has all these fucking alien ships going around that we don't know and that we can't explain their movement, whether it's alien or coming from China, we need to fucking know.
From where?
It's China.
Oh,
we
Biden's
need to know a
meeting
threat.
with China right now.
Yeah. No, he did last night.
Last week.
How
Or
about
last
this?
night?
How
Yeah.
about this, Biden?
Well, there you go.
How about this, Biden? We talk about climate change. Oh, it's climate change. Yeah. Okay, I know. Climate changes. Seas rising. Well, how about that property value on the fucking coast? Is that rising? I mean, the market usually sets up everything like you kind of know what's going on. But he doesn't. You know what I want to know? With China? You know what the fuck I want to know? What do you think it is? What do you think I wanted to know from fucking Biden going to see Z? What do you think I wanted to know? What do you think?
Probably the origin of coronavirus.
There you go, Andy.
I mean, it wasn't very hard to come up
Well,
with
then why
that.
didn't they talk about it?
I'm sure they did.
No, they didn't.
Well, were you there?
No, I listened to it.
You listened to the whole conversation?
They didn't talk about the fucking genesis of the goddamn COVID that shut down the fucking world.
They didn't bring that up?
They didn't talk about any of that.
Well, they're trying to like discuss like nuclear weapons about trying to like end the war of Russia and Ukraine. Did they talk about the World Cup of Hockey, like trying to get the World Cup of Hockey so we can like maybe end the war? So maybe
it's like talking to a 4-year-old.
So maybe the World Cup of Hockey returns.
Listen, I just look. I don't want to get put. It's all good. I just want to know where the origins of COVID came from.
I could tell you that.
Oh, you can what?
Well, what are they saying?
What do you think?
They say it came out of a lab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who funded that lab?
The Americans.
Mm-hmm. Gain of function. That's what's fucked up, though. Like they do. They have Fauci had his hands in all kinds of different things, torturing dogs and stuff like that. I know, but the point is
Torturing dogs.
Well, they did experiments on beagles and stuff.
Oh my God.
Andy, I don't even get into it.
like
Michael
Vick.
Like if I had to do my
dog
top,
fighting.
my top 5 people I hate. I don't hate. Ouchie Fauci's up there. Like he does a
very good friend of mine.
So anyway, so there's just a lot of questions. I don't want this world to come to a halt again. And then we have to rely on goddamn Russia for fucking oil. Like what? And then, it just...
What's the latest with the war? Do we know where things are at?
I don't believe a word they fucking say. And this crypto shit.
Like, how does it end?
With crypto
Does somebody,
Sam,
like, surrender? Like, how does the war just end?
Russia takes over.
So that's what they're after. They want to take over the country of Ukraine.
It's way deeper than you think.
I met some people recently. I want to give them a shout out on the pod. They escaped Ukraine, and they're here, living in St. Louis.
Well, if you're living in Ukraine, you want to get the fuck out of there.
Well,
if you're living in Lithuania, you want to get the fuck out. If you're living in Poland, you want to get anywhere in that fucking Eastern Europe, like you want to live.
They are real Ukrainians, Cam. They're the real thing.
I know. Andy.
I just met them. I'd like to introduce you to them, actually.
Yeah, they probably went through hell, man. They got to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deep-rooted war
Great people.
that's been going on, that they've had. It's very complex.
Their kids play hockey.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you do over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, how about all these wives, man? You hear about Scottie Pippen's such a weirdo anyway, and I know his son
Is his
died.
wife dating Jordan's daughter, our son?
Yeah. She's a fucking...
Really?
She fucking gets down with it, that woman.
You can't make that up.
She's banging all kinds of dudes. And then goddamn Evander Kane. Look, Evander Kane's whatever. But like his
wrist got sliced.
I know, by Patty. I saw we used to chirp Evander. You know, who knows what
you don't want to see anyone get lacerated in the wrist.
Yeah, I know.
That's life-threatening.
Andy, I know. But when I started following his wife on Instagram and what she was doing to him,
the ex-wife.
filming him with the daughter, with the kids in the scene, yelling at him, with the kids there, filming, yelling, posting it. Meaning like, Evander Kane's a fucking scumbag. You are a fucking nutbag. But you know what the common denominator is that you need to protect? That fucking kid. That kid's going to grow up being on fucking Instagram with her mom yelling at her husband about horrible things, and she has nothing to do with it, and she's sitting there, and she's going to be on goddamn Instagram.
You follow her?
I did for a while there, and I had to stop because she's psycho.
Why do you fill your brain with this type of like why would she be interesting to you?
Well, I just told you.
Her?
And that's why I look at Evander Kane different. Like, damn, dude, you got a hardcore thing going on. I don't know what you did, but your ex-girlfriend is a nutbag, and the kids are involved, and it's horrible.
Yeah,
man.
but how do people find themselves in that situation?
Oh, he probably cheated on her 50 times and treated her like shit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
With a crazy woman?
Yes. How about this? Don't get married until you're ready, dude.
Well, don't marry a crazy woman.
Just wait.
Or don't date a crazy woman.
Just wait.
Hey, because you know what? I always tell people
and Giselle's hanging out in Costa Rica.
My
too.
advice for people like who are like gonna get married and stuff like that. I always tell like the Stricky advice, which normally costs money. I'll give it to you for free right now, Cam. But whatever drives you crazy about your significant other, or if they are crazy, that'll never change.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, so whatever annoys you about your wife before you get married, it's still going to annoy you 20, 25 years later. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if they're crazy and you think that they're just going to become uncrazy, like it's not going to work that way. So I would not be getting married or be with somebody who you feel like, brings you down or is a negative influence on your life.
I'll go a step further. Mm-hmm. And I know this is different but if you date a girl and you go out the first night and she fucks your brains out, just think about that.
Really?
Just think about that. If you want to date this chick and the first time you meet, she bangs you, I don't know. Just think about it. 2.5 months it took me to wheel Kate.
Oh, my God.
And I was on top of my game, dude.
Well, apparently you weren't.
I had my hair. I was playing for the Blues. I was pimping around, shite kicking cats, very popular, 2.5 months. And I respected the fuck out of that. She didn't torture me, but she just would come in and then I'd take it and then all of a sudden
Would she say she wasn't ready?
No, it just was a respect thing.
Uh-huh.
So
she respects herself too.
Yeah. She's like, fuck you. Like, you're going to take me out? Like,
I
know about you.
Have you guys done it yet? I mean, not to get too personal.
I beat that up.
I mean, not to get too personal, but I'm wondering, have you?
I hate when people brag about banging their wife, but it is healthy, and we get freaky.
Well, it's a part of.
I don't bang Kate all the time, but like when we do, right? We don't have kids, so
you think you do. You think you have dogs.
Well, I have to put them in their crate, and I'll put Boo Boo downstairs.
Well, one of them you have to put in the crate. What's he doing? He's acting crazy or something.
Willow.
What happened to it?
It.
What happened? Is it a boy or girl?
They're both girls. One looks non-binary.
What happened to her?
Jumping around, just hurt her knee.
Oh, she has an ACL injury. That's what it is.
So we're going to give her a little brace. She can't go play with Lulu downstairs anymore because they're too crazy. So they got to chill out a little bit.
Hey, listen, I would like to, and I've always said, I'd like to do, and maybe I'll get us a show on Sirius where you and I can give like relationship advice to people who call in.
Right.
Okay, I'd like to do that.
Andy's dated 2 girls in his life. He's going to give you advice. Come on.
How can you say that?
Well, you are a good husband, man. Don't get me wrong. You're a good daddy. You're a good husband. I 100%. I just know. I know that you are.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, that's important.
And I know a lot of people that aren't good husbands.
Really? Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And I know a lot of people that aren't good daddies. Not a ton, but there's some. And then some of these guys, and the guys I'm thinking are just so caught up in their work. Like they have money. They got everything, but they're so caught up in their work that they kind of just like, they're just not around their kids. I'm like, well, what are you doing?
It's like the...
Don't you want to work to be everything with them and
like
your wife?
All
like,
these,
isn't that what you do?
These football analysts that are all jacked up on like testosterone. And they're like, coaching's a lifestyle. You don't see your kids. Like they brag about like not seeing their kids.
Yeah.
And then like the cool coaches like Tony Dungy come out and be like, I coached for a long time, and I saw my kids all the
fucking
time.
kids. I brought them everywhere. I brought my kids everywhere. I brought them on the field. I took them everywhere. I never ignored.
Yeah.
No, I went out of my way.
Yeah.
I did extra work to make sure they were involved.
And they're like, everyone's going crazy because this guy Jeff Saturday got the head coaching job in Indianapolis.
Isn't that something?
I'm like, they act like he was like
Bill Cowher comes
that
out.
he never played football before, and he was coaching like fifth grade girls. CYC volleyball.
Thank you.
And they hired him as the head football coach of the Indianapolis Colts.
You see Saturday come out and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He goes, I've been 15 years. I'm talking to fucking Peyton Manning every goddamn day. I'm the leader of that team.
He played with 5 people that are now in the
Super Bowl
Hall
winner.
of Fame.
I've been to Super Bowl 2 more times.
Yeah.
I don't have what? I don't know this game. No, if you want to, I'll have this guy do the play calls. Yeah. I'm a leader.
I'm rooting for that.
I am too. And then Bill Cowher's like, that's unacceptable. Fuck you.
I tweeted about it, man, because I was like, I'm listening to this comment.
The fuck up. You're one of the youngest coaches in the league.
And I'm listening to other former players like who played the position of offensive line who are like, this is an absolute travesty to the guy who like who's been grinding it out.
You're
as
not
like
grinding hard enough
coach.
Then. They skipped over you for a reason.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Like that coach who is grinding it out, he's forced to grind it out because he didn't have the same playing resume.
15 years and win a Super Bowl.
And he wasn't a Pro Bowler 6 times and all that.
They act like it's goddamn rocket scientists.
I know.
Yeah, it's rocket science. Are you out of your mind? He's not qualified. Have somebody else do the play calling. Who gives? You're the Colts.
Mm-hmm. Well,
anyway,
they're saying,
I think there's a deeper meaning.
They're saying
I think it's a deeper meaning. I'm not going to get into it, but
no, there is.
I know.
I know where you're going.
Know what I'm
There's some of that.
Yeah.
But there is, there's like the idea that like these coaches that have been in the locker room all season long that they're just being disrespected and getting passed over.
Well, there's a reason for it.
I know.
So if you're an owner of that,
and they've all these guys that Bill Cowher mentioned have been like recycled head coaches.
Oh shit.
They've all been head coaches,
and they've been unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like if you're the owner, who's a smart guy, probably. I don't know who he is.
Well,
but
I don't know. You know Jim Irsay?
Oh yeah, he's a weirdo.
He's
too.
all kind of like he's all fucked up. He's been busted with like drugs and shit.
Yeah, well, whatever.
You know.
But
I'm just
does
saying.
he know how to make money? Does he know business?
Does
he know how to hire? I think so. So my point is like,
well, he owns the team. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
No shit.
To do.
But he wants to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he doesn't want controversy.
Right.
So there's a reason why he picked Jeff Saturday.
Well, he already had hired him as a consultant. He already had been a consultant.
And Jeff Saturday's like, why
would I? And they're
I
talking weekly, so he's probably like, dude, this guy's got such a good feel for what's going on with this team.
No doubt.
You need to come in and fix
here's
this.
another thing. Jeff Saturday has leverage. Just like Matty Halliday, who's going to be the bench coach here. Why would Jeff Saturday want to he could do radio, he could do TV, he could make money doing 50 other things.
Mm-hmm.
And if he played 15 years in the league. So if they're going to hire him to get away from the media stuff, to get away from his family and be hardcore, he's not going to do it for a fucking offensive line coach. He's going to do it to be the head coach.
Right.
Because he played that long.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm not going to do it. You're head coach? Okay, maybe I'll think about this.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
So that's why. He played.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird, man. All these guys, like, they just keep bashing
But I'm surprised
him. And he won, by the way.
that people who have had a lot of success in the NFL, like head coaches, like they're also being critical. Like I get the idea that there's guys that grind it out and that have been at it for years and years and years, and they're getting passed over. But you know what, man? When you have a relationship with the owner, you spent almost 2 decades with an organization, and you're part of a winning history there. Like you may get an opportunity.
He's good. Bill Cowher. I played that on the radio.
This is disgrace.
This is just tragedy, like fucking Titanic.
Travesty.
Like Titanic
He's like
sank.
Spitting everywhere.
Like, shut up. You were a young coach.
No shit.
Well, fuck you kidding.
Who were you?
Who
gave you a chance?
Jesus. I know. Like, if he fails, he fails. Like, okay.
I think that guy.
This is a what?
Who's been coaching the Steelers since
tragedy
he took
was
over.
that shooting in Virginia.
I think the guy who coaches the Steelers now has
Tomlin,
who's my favorite coach in the
awesome.
league. He's been there since Cowher left, I think. And
Tomlin came in.
He was a nobody, dude.
And what'd he do? What did Mike Tomlin do? He walked in there and he went into that meeting and he was himself. And they're like, "Wait, we like this guy."
I shouldn't say
and then
nobody,
they brought him in
but
again.
you know what I mean? Like no one really, he was young, dude. He was the youngest coach in the league.
And they're like, "No, we like this guy." Mm-hmm. We had so many other guys. No, we like this Mike Tomlin. We're gonna give him their check. And they brought him in again. He kicked ass in the interview, and then they fucking hired him. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
Right.
Anyway.
You mentioned the Virginia shooting. Though,
oh,
man.
God almighty, I know.
They caught him without incident.
Yeah. No, he was 80 miles away. What, do you have a pistol? You could tell he had a pistol because if it was an assault rifle, they would have talked about. guns and stuff like that, which, there's gun laws I want, like you can't just be an 18-year-old kid and just get a gun. Like you got to fucking vet these motherfuckers, man. There's crazy dudes everywhere. There could be a harder process. I get all that. But like
why was he killing his team?
This is a mental thing. This is like fucking like it's not just the gun didn't just grab him and say, here you go. Like, no, like this guy's fucked up.
He is.
And he had a tough childhood, of course, a divorce. His parents were divorced, no daddy. A lot of times that happens.
Yeah, but he was like an overachiever, dude.
No shit.
He was like student of the year 2 times, National Honor Society, football superstar.
Yes, and so like he probably came out of nothing. He had a football coach just like we do in Eureka High School, just like you did in what school did you go to?
Parkway North.
Where these coaches
I started at cornerback and I started at wide receiver.
So these coaches taking these kids from the city, man, and they fucking take care of them, and they take them. They know they don't have a daddy, and they fucking nourish them, and they fucking teach them how to be a man. They stay over at the house. They feed them to you. I mean, I've seen that firsthand with Eureka coaches. This guy had it all.
Yeah, but not to dive back into the Mitchell Miller situation, but like you mentioned, like coaches, being there trying to mentor. Like, because I heard that he may have been staying at like Don Sweeney's house. I'm trying to confirm that. No one's denied it. I've asked a few people, and it has not been confirmed, but it hasn't been denied either. So,
So what does that mean then?
Well, maybe he was trying to help the kid out. Obviously, he felt like he had.
Do you think the kid fucked up, or do you think it came from outer sources?
I think. Listen, if it's like the old saying, if you can play, then we're gonna do whatever we
until
can
the media gets you.
Until the media gets you. So they felt like, okay, if you're the Boston Bruins and they've got no prospects, essentially, they've been good for all these years. Like a lot of teams who have been good.
Like Blues.
Yeah, you're just not deep. So like, wow, I can get this kid for free.
I know.
And everyone who's watched him. Like, you got to keep in mind, everyone who's, like, gone crazy about Mitchell Miller, and I get it, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you should or shouldn't think, man. He did some awful things. Yeah. But no one said a fucking word the last 2 years when this guy's playing in the USHL. Like, he has been playing hockey. Yeah. No one said a damn word. The head coach has, like, been like, oh, he's great, blah, blah, blah.
He's wearing an assistant captain.
Was he?
I saw the pictures I saw.
Wow. So, and he's breaking records and all that. But then, like, the Boston Bruins, man, this had been going on since, like, August.
They look like fucking idiots, dude.
And you could tell Cam Neely at his press conference, he was kind of like...
I didn't know. What?
No, he's like, I just can't say what I really want to say. But he kind of said it, too. He was like, I don't know, I was trying to give a kid a second chance. I'm sorry.
Well, what happened then? Well, what happened then, Cam? You tried to give him a second chance. Well, what happened? Did he try to hit on your wife? Did he try to do something? Did something else happen? What happened?
Well, no, there was nothing new.
So the media got him.
The
media got him.
Oh, the media got him.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Because we haven't talked to our audience.
There you go.
Since we did that special edition of the Cam and Strick podcast.
Well, people are like, you're defending him. No. Andy's interviewing his black agent who's representing all the African Americans in the NHL. Everybody respects this guy. And he takes this kid. Why would he do that? So Andy's like, I'm going to interview him. That's what you do. That's what the real journalists do. So I wasn't a part of it because I ain't no journalist. But Andy is.
And you weren't going to come back in the afternoon.
I wasn't going to come back in the afternoon because I'm hanging with the puppies. So like Andy, you did a good job on that, man. You didn't sway one way or the other. You just got the fucking facts.
Well,
that's what you do.
What he says are the facts.
Well, the facts in his, you're right. Mm-hmm. You got what the agent said, and it just doesn't make sense.
But why would he come out and lie?
Why would he lie about that? Why would he even touch this if the kid's evil?
I know that, the Hockey Diversity Alliance, they came out with another statement from Isaiah. And last I heard, Mitchell had, I guess, his camp.
Did they put out anything yet?
No, I think they will at some point in time.
Well, stick up for yourself if you can.
They have, apparently they've got a lot of text messages and stuff that have taken place over the course of the last several weeks between Mitchell and Isaiah.
Hey, can we get a Kima on?
I don't know if he'd come on.
When we try to reach out to him?
Sure.
All right. I will. I follow him and everything. I think he follows me back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he does. Yeah. So I'll give him a message.
Or do you just follow their girlfriends? I mean, you follow Evander Kane's girlfriend.
If she's a psycho.
Like you follow her?
Listen, I'm not allowed to follow women.
What's OnlyFans?
OnlyFans?
What is that?
So nerdy. It's a different kind of porn thing now where...
Oh, it's porn?
Well, it can be. It's more like you subscribe to girls that you want to subscribe to, and they come on and they do a little thing for you.
What do you mean? It's live?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's live. But girls are making a shit ton. Remember that weirdo broad that...
Is it like private? Yeah,
it's private. she's by herself in a room, and you are.
And she won't like let the world know that you just did this.
Andy, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, homie. But you're doing porn, but you're showing your ass off.
Really?
Yeah, it's OnlyFans.
Did you see that football player whose wife, for his birthday, he plays for the New England Patriots. For his birthday, she got him a cake of her ass.
That's kind of funny.
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, the whole cake was her ass.
Okay.
That's what she got him.
Well, like with a thong or something?
Said,
That's cool.
Happy birthday, Big Daddy.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of funny.
I know, man.
I thought you meant that she's going to have, I don't know.
Well, that may have been on OnlyFans. You ever gone on? Do you go? Is there a website called OnlyFans?
Dude, my phone is, listen to me.
How come I didn't start that?
Because look at your body. My phone is connected to everything in the house. I can't look up things. I can't follow hot chicks on Instagram. I can't. I don't need to do it. I don't want to do it. The Evander Kane thing, she's a psycho. I'm like, why is she filming him? I'm like, wow, this is interesting. And it was horrible. She's yelling at him. So that's why.
So OnlyFans, like only your fans can see what you're doing.
Yep.
And then they get paid off of that.
Yeah, well, you pay a subscription, and it goes to her. And so, like, just like that one chick that was on one of those talk shows, catch me outside, catch me outside, catch me outside. You know, that weirdo chick? She's fucking making like $1 million from OnlyFans. She's not even good looking, but she's just popular and she'll show her ass or something. So, I'll fucking do it. I just don't look good anymore. You know, I mean, I'll have Kate do it. It is what it is.
I gotta give before we get into a few other things. I do want to give my wife a shout out though.
Give her a shout out.
Let me just looking here at a couple pictures.
Well, you got to like read off a script.
No, I'm just looking for something. I want to show you my picture of me and Flavor Flav from back in the day.
No one cares.
We were partying in Buffalo, New York. Because I told you about that. But my wife, dude, to be there every day, every second, by my daughter's side.
Well, that's her daughter. Is she work?
There's something special about.
Does she miss work?
The mother instinct that they have.
Oh yes, that's what they do. Yeah, cool, Andy. Cool picture. Like, yeah, give your wife a shout out. But on the other hand, you know,
that is what they do.
She's supposed to do.
I got to give it. Well,
did she miss work? Did she miss yoga practice?
She did miss yoga.
Oh, well, that's a big deal.
But I will give a shout out to all the moms then.
Well, not all of them need a shout out, homie, because not all of them are good.
There's
so stop virtue signaling like an asshole.
What does that mean?
It means that like, Ukraine, we love climate. This is your virtue signaling. Are all the women? No, because not all of them are good.
Okay, well, my wife's good, dude.
I know
that type of shit, dude.
You're both good. You're good parents.
Look,
man.
This is me and Flavor Flav hanging out.
Don't care about that idiot. I can't believe
in
he's still
2016.
alive. Remember Lisa Lampanelli lit his ass up?
Did I tell that story? How I was at the draft in 2016?
Yes, you told that already. Yeah,
and
it wasn't that good.
And there he is, Flavor Flav. You know who Flavor Flav is? Where's the big clock? Yeah.
Yeah, he's whatever. Listen to Lisa Lampanelli.
We're very good friends. Hey, Lisa Lamp, you like her?
Yeah, all right.
I'm not big into comedians. Much,
I like Dave Chappelle. I like Bill Burr. I like the hardcore guys that don't give a fuck. That don't have an agenda. Although Dave Chappelle kind of does right now, but he's so goddamn funny and smart. I like everything he says. Dave Chappelle, baby. What's up? The woke ain't gonna get him, but he don't give a fuck.
But what you were saying though, the reason why I asked you about OnlyFans is because Evander Kane's wife was promoting her OnlyFans,
yeah.
so
he got hurt.
So she has an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I guess.
What does she do on there?
Probably shows her ass, Andy. What do you think she's gonna give? Like advice? Is she gonna be advice about being a wife? No, she's showing her ass.
The World Cup of Hockey is getting pushed back again. I mentioned that a few minutes ago, probably because of the Russian thing. I'm sure that has some influence in pushing it back.
When is it supposed to be?
Well, they were talking about 2024.
Oh, Jesus, whatever. Okay.
Well, we're almost at 2023, Cam.
Yeah, well, that's another year away. Why would you even care?
Well, because they're pushing it back, and people are upset because, remember back in the day, Gretzky and Lemieux played on the same team in the Canada Cup. Yeah. And there's a historic highlight.
I remember that. Yeah, where he gets off the wall.
To Lemieux
goes bar down.
And so people are like thinking, okay, maybe we'll never see Crosby and McDavid play on the same team. Are you okay with that?
I don't know. Whatever.
Can I say this about Nathan MacKinnon? I think he's an amazing player.
You guys are too wrapped up in shit a year from now.
Nathan MacKinnon's
what's happening now?
An incredible player. But I watch him play, and I don't know, he's like almost too much, man. He just goes crazy. Everything he does is like nuts. Like why is he spazzing out every time he gets the puck?
Well,
he's just not very composed. And And he's
not very composed.
He's just crazy.
No, because he's going 100 miles an hour.
Like he's got like a bunch of he just got injected with caffeine. So he's an amazing talent, a generational talent. But it's time to like score 40 goals, get 100 points. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. No. I want him to like elevate himself into that.
So get 100 points. Okay. Has
he ever had 40 goals or 100 points, Brody? He had 99.
Okay, he's got 99 points. I want you to get 100 before I let you know that you're
I just want to see him finish in the top 5 in scoring.
Who cares about that? He dominates the goddamn games.
He's incredible.
He dominates the game. Even last night with the Blues, he and Makar, they have the puck the whole fucking game.
Makar's the best player on the team.
Yeah, he's the best player on the ice.
If I had to pick one player,
he's got the puck the whole time
in the league. I've said this last year, and I know it would be hard to pass up McDavid. So, if you're putting me at the podium and you say you get the first pick, I probably would say McDavid, but you could easily convince me to take Cale Makar.
I know. They're a 1-2 punch right now. They truly are. Cale Makar, even last night, like Jordan Bennington made some goddamn save. Cole Parayko at the end of that game.
Oh, my God. Blues, you see him crush MacKinnon?
He crushed. About time. Like, I like that. Like, you don't have to do that all the time, but God, you're so strong. Put his ass down.
He's done it a couple times this year. I've seen it, dude.
He's starting to do it a little bit.
He
like,
is.
just know when don't go crazy, but you know where you're at. When you can hit a guy, hit him hard. Put him down.
You want to know why he's doing it? Because we talked about it with him.
Yeah.
We talked about it. He came in. Yeah. If you missed the episode, we talked about this at length.
Dude. He's taking a beating from the fans in St. Louis.
Yeah, but not now, man. They're loving him today.
Yeah, but
this guy was on the ice for the last 2 minutes plus, killing off a 6-on-3, dude.
Fucking
5-on-3, then a 6-on-3.
Blocking shots, hitting, doing everything.
Because Justin Falk, who is a very, very good player, he's got enough to. He's been a little bit. He's been making some mistakes here recently that you're not used to seeing. And we saw it a couple years ago from him actually, but like some turnovers, bad timely penalties, man. You just can't do that.
Not against that fucking team.
Hell no.
Jesus, Colorado's power
But MacKinnon, man, he had a couple 1-2s though at the end of the game on the power play. He's missing the net. Makar had a chance to shoot. He had a wide open net, and he didn't shoot.
I don't know what he's doing there.
I don't know what they did either.
I know. Very bizarre.
But it was cool to see the moms and all that stuff doing their thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Panger and John Kelly, who I love, talked to fucking Braden Shin's mom for 55 minutes. And she has one-word answers by the end of it. And they keep holding her there, hostage, because they wanted Shin to come out and score while she's there. I'm like, it doesn't goddamn work that way. And they kept asking her goofy questions, and she's like, okay. Like, let the poor woman go back and chill.
I've interviewed her a couple of occasions during games and whatever, and she doesn't love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
she was there for
they
too
probably
long.
get a little bit nervous. Her husband, Jeff, is
they're cool.
He's super cool.
What do you think of John Hamm being around all the time? Like, he's kind of nerdy, man.
I think John Hamm loves the attention, and he wants the attention.
Barbershop. Okay.
And I think, he gets it, and he is a Blues fan. It's just kind of like you see these celebrities in all sports. Some celebrities attach themselves to a specific team. So he's the Blues guy.
Yeah, and the Rams.
Is he the Rams, too?
He was in Super Bowl.
Oh, the Los Angeles
He got
Rams?
bashed by people.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like...
I just think...
Did he shower with the boys afterwards, too?
He might have.
Okay, I'm just asking.
It's not like he goes to the game and just, like, watches the game. He lets everyone know that he's there, and he wants to be on television. So, hey, to each their own, man. He's doing a lot of cool shit right now, man. I wouldn't mind to be in those Mercedes commercials. I could do the insurance commercial. Cam and I, by the way, we've discussed this.
With Flo?
Cam and I are starting our own
I want to do it with the AT&T
relationship advice. You want to do what with her?
Do a commercial with her.
Okay, well, specify.
Jesus, Andy.
The AT&T girl?
Yeah.
The one who
You'll
does
see her.
commercials with LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron's been getting caught left and right, by the way, saying that he is a fan of specific movies.
He's such a geek.
Or specific
Malcolm X book that he was reading backwards.
Oh, yeah. No, listen.
Upside down.
He'll say his favorite movies are like the Godfather trilogy. And so somebody will ask him, what's your favorite line from and he can't think of one. And then somebody asked him,
may your first child be a masculine child.
He said he was listening to some band or some group long before they became mainstream. And they were like, what's your favorite song? He couldn't name one. Somebody asked him what his favorite album is the other day. He couldn't name an album.
He's a billionaire, and he's the best athlete in the world, but he's nerdy.
But he keeps getting caught.
Taco Tuesday. LeBronny. I don't give a shit.
Where's Bronny going to go to school, do you think?
Give a shit.
Oh, so Cam and I want to start a show where it just kind of ask us anything. Anything you need to ask us, you ask us.
We do a show.
Well,
so why don't we just like have them text in?
Relationship. Well, it's got to be live, dude.
Why?
It'll be on my OnlyFans page. I might have to start this, actually.
You better start working out, homie.
Well, I don't have to show. I don't have to, whatever. It's going to be very appropriate.
Yeah, that's the one. I want the appropriate OnlyFans. I want to spend money on that one.
So, anyway, relationship advice, any other type. I just want to talk to the people, man. So we may do this live, a one-time trial cam, and we'll see how it goes and who asks the questions and who calls in. Okay?
I mean, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
If the fans want, what do you guys want from us? No, seriously, I'm talking to all you guys out there. Like, what do you guys want from us? I mean, do you want video? Do you want us to change something? Like, tell us. Give us some feedback. Do you want us to do an OnlyFans? Do you want us to fucking do a cooking show? Do you want us to do whatever? Just, how about you guys collectively, guys and girls, just throw us some shit.
Men and women.
And you know what? Put it on the Cam and Strick podcast. Message us and say, hey, here's a good idea. Here's what you guys could change. Here's this. Like, we'll read all that. Give us some ideas. We'll entertain the fuck out of you guys. You know how we do it. We love all y'all. We work for you, you know?
PLZ was so excited about the win last night. He's like texting me, OMG. And then he calls me. He's like, this is amazing.
You have a boner?
I was like, dude, I got to go to bed, bro. It's like late.
He's obsessed with everything. Good God. What don't you like, PLZ? I like him a lot, but he's easy to make fun of.
Patrice Bergeron said some nice things to Tage Thompson. Everyone was kind of like,
oh, yeah.
What did he say? Yeah. Tage Thompson's married, allegedly.
Okay.
It's like a 1997 birth year. He's already married.
We'll see how that goes.
I guess
he might be a good dude.
I think his wife maybe got sick or something, and Patrice Bergeron was like, hey, I hope your wife's okay.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay.
She had cancer in her leg.
Okay, that's cool then.
Damn.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah.
When the NHL's so nerdy with stuff to where, like, when they say something and they post it.
Why are they so nerdy?
They just are. They're just a step behind everything.
It's like the league is like, we didn't know that Boston wanted to sign Mitchell Miller. And it's like, okay, there's people are like, okay, when do you need me to release the phone records when we talk to you?
They're just whatever.
When we, like, let you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
And, oh, by the way, he's not, like, suspended, so he doesn't have to be reinstated. They didn't, like, need the league's permission. But it's like, everyone's killing us, so we're going to say this.
Yeah. We got Twitter's got it. Twitter got it, has us again. We're backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Abort mission. Twitter has us.
Boston looked at Mitchell Miller in the eye, and they said, we hope you choose us. And then it's like, okay, we can't have you.
Somebody made fun of me on Twitter. I have to stop this now.
Now, again, I'm not suggesting they should or whatever. And what he did, man, listen, hey, Mitchell, see, part of the problem is, from what I understand, this kid Mitchell, in addition to him, doing some shit in the past, this guy couldn't even order a cup of coffee the way it's been explained to me. Like, he can't, like, come out and speak for yourself and, like say something.
Are you a mute? Oh, my God. If I was in a jam like that, I'd be like, whoa,
say something.
Put the cameras on me. I got to talk.
Can we hear from you? But I think people in his camp or close to him are like, no, dude, we can't put him in front of a damn camera.
Yeah. It's like Biden.
I heard from somebody with Arizona. That's part
like Kamala Harris.
That's part of the issue. That's part of the issue is that he just can't
talk, man. He'll be like, that sucks, man. You got to defend yourself. Like, get into a jam like that.
Let's hear from you, dude.
If you get into a jam like that, man, and
what'd you do? Why'd you do it?
Like, I fucked up. I was trying to be a fucking goofball. I did this. Like, I fucked up. Like, say something.
Say something.
Show me your passion.
Like,
I told you when I was in that jam. Yeah, I wanted to crawl into a hole. I got back on painkillers. I was on fucking.
Oh, really? Back then?
Yes.
You got back on them.
I was off of them.
Even though I like
the one person.
Even though I counseled you,
the one person that stuck out for me was Andy. Nobody wanted to touch.
Long before we did the podcast, by the way.
Long before nobody even wanted, and Andy's the only one.
I called your agent for you.
I was in and the TMZ thing happened after 2012. Kate kind of broke up with me at the time. This collapsed on me. I got back into painkillers. I was in a hole. My parents had to come over because I live right next to them. I lived next to them.
You act like they had to like travel in on Thanksgiving Day from thousands of miles.
I'm trying to be serious right now.
Right next door.
I'm trying to be serious.
Yeah.
I was so fucked up. I was such in a jam. And it's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Mm-hmm.
My fault. Always is my fault. Every time. It's always my fault. And I always will say that because it was. But I was fucked up, man. And I was in a weird spot. And my parents had to, like, come over. My buddies were like, I had all collapsed. Kate was gone. Painkiller abuse. Just got done fucking losing to the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play. Like this, I got caught up in so many things. I'm withdrawing. And I get back. And then people I've never even met said I need to die and kill yourself. And I'm like, God, I had to get away from everything. And it's all my fault. Mm. But you were the only one that stuck up for me. Yeah. And I did a charity event after that. I crawled out of that. I shook it. And I still hear a little things here and there. But man, it went away. Mm-hmm. Everything it just goes away if you do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that wasn't Mitchell Miller. He fucking, mine was just a stupid podcast.
And I hate to even bring him up because I'm not trying to because the last thing I'm going to do is defend his
Fuck him
ass,
anyway.
man.
Fuck it.
But like, can we hear from you?
I know.
What do you have to say, dude?
Like, can you talk? Are you a mute?
Like what'd you do and why'd you do it?
Just tell us so we could stick up for you, or we won't. But right now, like, you're in a corner. Like, stick up for yourself.
Are you gonna say anything?
Just gonna let this be?
He's not 16. You're trying to like establish yourself in a man's world, in a grown-up's world, I should say. You can't say that. In a grown-up's world as a professional hockey player.
No, it's a man's world because only men play in the NHL, Andy. You think otherwise, but only men play in the NHL, so it's a man's game.
But they say that women are not excluded from playing. So there may be a woman who makes it.
Where are they at?
And plays in the NHL one day.
Where are they at?
Well, she might.
Who?
I mean, she's not.
Is there anybody that's that good?
They haven't tried out yet.
Okay.
But they're out there, Cam.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, Andy. Virtue signal.
Hey, I want to end it with this before we get into our boy Ray Whitney, who was unbelievable.
Awesome. The Wizard, yeah.
The Wizard. You called him a journeyman, by the way. I didn't like that.
Why?
Because journeyman would be like somebody who's just like an average player who just bounces around because they're average.
Okay. I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
He's
Did he get pissed about
he's
that?
A stud.
Did he get pissed about that? No, he's cool as shit.
No, but if I were him, I would get pissed.
Dude, Andy. No.
He may have.
He's not gonna get mad at me for that. I played against him, dude. He was nice to me on the ice too, really nice. But a good guy.
If I was a GM, like I don't know how these guys just like bite their tongue sometimes. Because I'll give you an example. It's like Jordan Kyrou, like the first 5 games, 6 games, like he's not playing well, and everyone's like, terrible decision to give him the contract. Just why would they do that? This is just so stupid. This guy, he can't play. He's awful. He just doesn't do this, doesn't do that. It's like, we're 5 games in, It's like, okay.
He did look bad for a little bit.
He did. But, like, can we just give it a few minutes?
Don't take the fans seriously. They're just pissed, man. They pay money.
Yeah, but the Meteor does it, too.
Well, that's different.
That's how Larry Plow would say media. Meteor.
I know.
Okay? So the Meteor.
So would do.
Yeah, the Meteor would do it. And so it's like, dude, just, relax. And, let's find out if he's truly going to have a terrible season. Well, now all of a sudden,
he looked pretty good,
you get some guys back healthy. Yeah. You get him back playing with guys who he should play with, and you create some balance in your offensive lineup.
Yeah.
And now everything looks different. Now they win a couple games, and it's like, now he's great.
I know.
It's like,
well, you're great when you're great, and you're not when you're not.
I know.
It's like O'Reilly was crying the other day, and now he looks pretty damn good.
Where'd you see him crying?
He was basically crying like Derek Carr just did the other day.
What do you think of that?
Like, settle down. You're crying because you suck. But he's like, you don't understand what these guys have to go through.
Just to sleep.
Well, yeah, no shit. You play 1 time a week. Like, you're not traveling. We play every other game. Literally, if you don't sleep well one night, you're not playing the next night. Mm-hmm. Who cares if you're shitty in practice? Like in hockey, man, you're playing every other fucking night. You forcibly have to put yourself down. And you get up and you got to play. So it's like, no, we all did that. So you're crying, talking about how we are tough.
He said,
"Oh, snorting fucking painkillers like goddamn Skittles."
What? Pisses him off, is what he said.
Well, then get pissed, not cry, yell, call somebody out.
I like David Carr.
I do too.
He's cool, man.
I do too, Andy. Yeah, 100% I do.
Yeah.
But when you cry,
he was on Hard Knocks a few years ago.
But when you cry like that, it's like, okay, and you're like bitching. You signed for $130 million bucks.
You know this because you played football for like a month or so. And so
every other sport
in your short time as a football player, you reckon football, it gets very emotional. Guys cry all the time. You know that, Cam.
Yeah, I know.
Coaches cry, players cry.
Like the Commanders.
We'd lose a game, the whole team would be like crying in the locker room.
I know. Yeah, I know, dude. But I'm just saying, like, you're complaining about normal shit that athletes have. You don't understand? Yeah, we all had to get fucking jacked up or put down or fucking have a fucking needle go in your groin that hits your bone and you're like, fuck, like for a game. Like, no, we all go through that.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams, man. I mean, now Tampa Bay's back in the playoff picture, but that's what I mean, Cam. Just like individual players, like if they're not performing, although Matt Barzal, he's got a shit ton of assists. He hasn't scored a goal yet.
Yeah, I know. 18 assists.
Score a goal here, though, Matty. I love watching him play.
He's a good player, man.
He's one of those guys I tell Ty to watch.
He skates, dude.
He just hangs on to the puck, man.
Yeah, he skates. He works hard.
Great skater.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Very
I like him
fast.
a lot. How about the Devils, baby? Let me give my homeboys out yonder a little shout out.
Oh, are you fair weather?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
if you're good, I'm gonna give you a shout out.
now you want to give them a shout out.
Well, you want to bash them when they suck? I just ignore them. But when they're good, you pump them up. And I want to give my fans a shout out because they've been fucking.
You're my OnlyFans?
Got my OnlyFans out there in Jersey. I love all y'all. You guys have a good product that you get to watch, man.
Hey, they're in first place.
We're gonna go up there this year too.
They were, but see those fans too. I mean, they're chanting "Fire Lindy," and then they're turning around and chanting "Sorry, Lindy," which is kind of funny.
No, it's
very
New
York
because that's how you. No, you were bad, and now you're getting better. So now we're like, hey,
yeah, they're 12-3. They're good, man. I don't know. I don't know how good they are. We'll find out.
They're little.
But you got all these teams, man, that are just like, Calgary all of a sudden. Listen, they lost 7 in a row. Pittsburgh lost 7 in a row. St. Louis lost 8 in a row. You think all 3 of those teams make the playoffs or no? Pittsburgh, yes. Calgary, and St. Louis. Do you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All 3 of them.
Hey, I take that Bo Horvat, too. I know he's scoring a shit ton of goals.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of, just so much discussion and everyone talking about Bo Horvat. He's got 13 goals right now as assists.
Oh,
That's
Dallas,
second best in the league.
Dallas playing pretty good.
They are. Horvat, though, man, he's like at another level. He's a 200-foot player. He's a leader. And, they're going to give like 8-year contracts out to, other players like Miller and all that. Like this is, see, as an organization, you got to be willing to let guys go if it means now you got to sacrifice this guy.
Yeah, I know.
Your captain. He's their best player.
Yeah. So they're not signing him?
I don't know, man. He may say, get me the hell out of here. They haven't signed him yet. They want to sign him.
Yeah.
Jim Rutherford, man, he came on the podcast. He was great. He's just everywhere.
I know.
It's like,
how's Barbecue Bruce doing, who came on the pod, too?
Barbecue Bruce. Bruce, there it is.
Bruce, there it is.
Dude, his days are numbered. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
I hear they may bring in, or at least the rumor is. I haven't asked him, although I did talk to Rick Talk. I want to give Talk a shout out because he loves the pod, man. He listens all the time.
I like him a lot, man.
He's rumored to potentially maybe go to Vancouver. Would you want to just chill as an analyst on TNT, or would you want to go coach the Vancouver Canucks? The Vancouver job pays better.
How much better?
I don't know. He probably is in position to go.
A lot more work.
Well, listen, he'll get $4 million. He'll get $4 million.
For me,
3.5, 4.5.
What's he making now? $1 million?
Maybe.
I mean, if it's for the money and you want to put the time in and you're going to sacrifice being away from your family.
No, you'll never see your kids. That's the football coach.
Yeah, I never see your kids. That's what we do. Well, maybe you don't want to see your kids. You're a bad father. But I don't know, man. Like, for me personally, like, the less is more. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to be devoted to anything like that. I like to be devoted to two things, podcast, radio, and then that.
It's
but for him, though, like, I don't know. He's got a pretty good gig, man.
It's like our boy Eddie Olczyk.
Yeah.
Like, he's making a lot of money from TNT, doing great, and yet he's doing the Seattle games, too. See, like, everyone's different. Yeah. And it's hard to turn down that money also, and he's got family interest there with his son on the broadcast.
For me, I just don't like...
I'd be like, okay, I'll do my one game a week for TNT, making like whatever he's making, 1.6 or whatever he's making,
dude.
And I'll just chill.
I know. I could hang out and do whatever we want. We have time to enjoy life.
But now I got to fly out to Seattle.
Like, I love hockey. I love the people. I love watching it. I just don't want to travel. I don't want to sit up in a fucking media box talking to everybody. It's like I would... If I had to,
talk
travel
to Kate. Kate would travel. I'll get Kate.
No,
to travel.
I know she would. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
Does she have OnlyFans or no? They don't.
Well, maybe I'm thinking about it and make some more coin.
How much can you make off that?
Depends on how you look, brother.
Is it all porn? Like, is it like?
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking.
Is there
it's
somebody
like, it's like
like
you sign up for it. She puts on a show for you, and like
there's not like people who can do like
I don't know if they fuck
crazy talents.
I think they fuck
who can like solve like a Rubik's cube in like 5 seconds. Who just go on there and do shit
go on
like
TikTok
that.
then, Andy, like you're usually on with all the rest of the nerd boys. But no, I think they get fucked too. I don't know. I don't.
What?
I think
You cannot say that unless
Why?
you know for a fact. You don't know.
Well, I mean, I think an OnlyFans would like. I think you could watch it and be like, no, I'm bringing somebody in here, and he's gonna fuck me. And you're.
And what do they charge to sign up?
Could
for
be
that?
like $10 a month. Could be. I don't know. Dude, I don't get on it, dude. Believe it or not, I don't. Jesus.
OnlyFans?
I don't get on that. I don't have a subscription to it. Why'd you do that anyway? You could just go on Pornhub.
I'm asking because of Evander Kane's wife. That's how
She'll
it
make some coin.
whole thing started. All right, let's get to the wizard, Ray Whitney.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Hair Club and hairclub.com. 800-279-7878, baby.
Yeah.
Cam, listen, I know you talk about your cul-de-sac and stuff like that.
That ain't good.
It's not bad.
Thanks, Andy.
It's not very bad at all.
You're so fucking like condescending.
I am not.
Like I'm a fucking child.
No, there is a...
Like I'm a child. Like going in somewhere where you're like, everything. No.
Hey, I'm
shut
telling
up.
you, there's a solution.
Yeah.
For you and millions of other people who are going through the same thing. So, like,
Get on
be
it.
like an OnlyFans person for these people and let them know.
Get fucked in front of people.
No, let them know that you're here for them. And
Yeah. Well, if you want to go on OnlyFans, you better have a good hairline.
regrow, replace, and restore that hair. And do it today. Hundreds of locations throughout North America. And go to our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Sign up for your first appointment there.
That's all good, baby.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
CarShield and carshield.com. 800-857-2481. Use that promo code CAM, which I know is very embarrassing, but I tell you because I want to save you money.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I tell you that. Getting somebody protection from CarShield makes a great Christmas gift, too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Damn right it will.
I mean,
Simplify your life,
Simplify
baby.
your life. If you got like especially like kids driving and stuff like that, man, hook them up with CarShield. Make sure they're safe in case
they're going to fuck
in the
up.
event something goes down.
No doubt.
You just want to make sure they're protected. Alternator, starter, Cam had that issue. It could be a number of things that take place. The computer inside your car.
Yeah.
We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars if you want to go get this repaired. But if you have CarShield, then you're protected. Yeah. They take care of it all for you, and you get to pick where you have it serviced. They hook you up with a rental car, man. If it sounds too good to be true, it's because it is.
Damn right.
CarShield, carshield.com, baby. Again, that promo code is CAM. Waggle Golf, get your waggle on, baby, and get it on today.
Yeah, man. It sucks in St. Louis right now.
I need to hook the wizard up with some waggle. You think he'd wear that in Gaza?
Yeah, I think
so
anybody
too.
would wear Waggle Golf, man. You look unique. You look different.
Yes.
You look like you could play.
I want those hoodies. I want that
Comfy
quarter
as shit.
zip.
You don't. It just is so damn comfortable. Like it truly is. They
Yes,
got
it
really
is.
cool shit. Like you just like cool different alligators that match with different things.
Yes.
Dinosaur shirt. Like, I
Yes.
love that stuff.
Yeah.
Golf is unique, man. You want to stick out, and Waggle Golf does a great job.
Who's the most famous person you've ever
Classy.
golfed with?
It's a good question.
Besides me.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. I can't.
Your neighbor?
I've golfed so much to where I don't even fucking know. I don't know.
Well, Wizard says Michael Jordan was probably.
Well, that's a big dog deal.
And they were
I would say the
gambling against each other.
Well, he said he golfed with Bush. I thought he would golf with Trump, but he didn't.
No, he hasn't golfed with Trump.
He golfed with a president. I forgot. It must have been Bush. Debbie.
It might have been Clinton.
Or was it Clinton?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think Clinton golfing.
You don't think he
He's
golfs?
too busy running from who.
Who? Oh, Hillary.
What do you think?
Hillary.
I'm with Hillary. Wench.
Oh, my God.
Hillary?
I don't know.
Get the fuck out. If you feel
She
sorry
comes
for her-
across very nice.
Oh, Jesus. Demon woman.
Waggle Golf. Get your waggle on and get it on today. They're out of
right.
Minnesota. Say hi to Travis Baker, will you?
What up, Trap Boy? What up, baby? What's up, homie?
Waggle, 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 man. Love everything they do and love having their support here on the Cam and Strick podcast, the best golf apparel you're going to find anywhere. I can tell you that. First Form, baby.
Yeah.
First Form has changed my life in so many different ways. I'm trying to explain what it's done for me. And maybe you can help me explain to the people what it does for you.
Well, I take that protein every single morning. I'm eating these meat sticks right now.
Yeah, those are great
They're
too.
awesome. I do I do the energy drinks.
Yes.
The clothes are fantastic.
What flavor do you like?
I like the blueberry.
It's called blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's in
Yeah.
a blue.
Are you gonna be like LeBron? Be like, LeBron, what's your LeBron be like, I love First Form. Oh yeah, what's your favorite thing you get from
What's your favorite
First
quote
Form?
of Malcolm X? What's his name again? Anyway, but first, dude, just go on their website and check it out. And download that app. That helps us out too, right?
The app's amazing.
You have to do it. And listen to all you guys out there. Like Andy obviously doesn't work out. I do push-ups and stuff like that, but I crush their protein still because it makes me feel fucking great in the morning. I get up at 4:30.
I crush it too.
I
dude.
have my coffee, and I'll crush that protein, and it coats my stomach.
How could you say
Then
I
get
don't
energy.
work out?
What's that?
How could you say I don't work out?
Because you don't work out.
I'm on the ice several days a week.
Yeah, but you're not working out. You're like pushing pucks around for the coach, and maybe getting a stick for a player or something. That's not working out.
No, I work out.
Okay. Andy works out. He's Fabio.
I'll skate the blue lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. No, I know, Andy. You're
We need to
you're
start
a hard worker.
playing again, actually.
I know. I'm doing it tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
going to
got
play
a long
tomorrow
day
too
tomorrow.
then. Oh, you playing at the alumni tomorrow?
Yeah.
I might do that.
And we
too.
got physicals afterwards too.
Who does?
We all do.
Why?
Well, you sign up for it. We have a doctor coming in to give us physicals. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I need to get checked out just to see what's up.
Oh, I wouldn't mind to get one of those.
Yeah. No, and that's why they do it. Well, you're not part of the alumni.
A
'cause you didn't
physical.
play.
A
Remember?
physical.
Andy thinks he's part of the Blues alumni because interviews players' wives between periods
And the players.
and the players.
First Form, though, I can't explain this enough to people, that it is a lifestyle.
It is, especially if you work there, man.
Ooh.
Andy,
Yes.
when he posted that picture, you know who, handsome boy,
Nick First
Okay.
Form. You think he's got an
Now he's
OnlyFans?
Now he could.
How much would he make on OnlyFans?
Oh my! I'd pay for that. He puts on the cowboy hat the other day and he talks about yelling. He just looks like every character in every goddamn show.
Mm-hmm.
Then he posts that picture of them working out in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, I evaluated everybody there.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going in there very
They
soon.
look so handsome, beautiful,
Yeah,
and like fresh.
Cam, just hang out.
Everybody's fresh.
Hang out with me.
I look like such a fucking Hoosier.
If you stay close
really
to
wanna
me, you'll be fine. Okay?
I'm like, God, I might like put something down the wrong way. And everybody stares at me. And I'm like, God, then I might smell or something. God.
They teach you a lot, man.
I know, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for the workout thing.
Get the
there.
fruits and vegetables. That's my go-to because I want to make sure that
What's it called? Collagen?
well, you can get stuff with
That's what
collagen in
Kate
it.
loves that too.
Yeah, because that grows your hair and your nails and shit, dude.
That's what, oh, Jesus.
You know that?
Yeah. My nails go fast as shit.
Me too. That means you're healthy.
Really?
My nails grow very fast. I don't like having longer nails.
Andy likes to grow his nails out. Paint them.
There's nothing wrong with that, Cam.
I didn't say there was.
Did you ever get cut? Yeah, I've never painted my nails in my life. I can tell you that. Some people
Oh, really?
paint
That's
them.
a hot take.
Well, some people paint them black and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Who?
Like musicians and.
Okay.
You've never seen that?
I mean, yeah, but, you know.
A lot of
Are any of your buddies that you hang out with paint their
No.
fucking nails?
no,
Well, then, okay.
but I've seen it in like high
Yeah,
school.
I've seen everything.
High school and
We've seen everything. Is that the common
they're
thing?
goth.
No.
They're goth.
Yeah, like I'm not painting my
You ever
nails.
familiar? You're familiar with goth?
Yeah, I didn't like the goth kids, although I liked their musical
Mm-hmm.
taste back in the day, but they didn't have the hot chicks, you know, and so I didn't want to hang out in that group. But I liked the music they listened to, but I didn't realize
Some of those goth girls, man, they put that
Yeah.
black lipstick on.
Yeah, no, I know. No, Andy, you're right on that. Damn right. Hey, there's beautiful women everywhere, man. Like in every
I
category.
knew several of them actually. I had the ceramics class with them.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know I had
And he was a ladies' man back in the day.
Do you know in college, my one of my roommates was a ceramics major, and he had a ceramics wheel in the house, dude. We used to like
Oh, fucking badass.
late at night, dude.
Damn, dude. That's sick.
make like bowls and shit.
Wow, fucking badass. See, that's what Andy did. I was smashing 47-year-old women. Andy's making pottery with his buddy, probably naked.
Oh man, it was very cool.
Brag about that, Andy. You should brag about that.
Dude, I love it. It's art,
I know,
dude.
I know.
You don't like art?
No, I do.
Art's
It's
cool,
sick.
man.
It's badass, dude.
No, art, Cam. People who are artists.
What about it?
people who have talent and who are artists are actually very cool.
No, I know.
Like, you have to know that.
Not really. Have you ever talked to a rock star? Have you ever talked to somebody?
Yeah, but you don't like
have you ever talked to them?
People who are sick, like
they're
like
usually
artists.
the most antisocial people ever.
I know, but
just like your doctor.
But don't you appreciate their skill? Like the
sure. I'm not hanging out with them.
Artists are cool, man.
I didn't say they weren't.
Like, you got to know that.
You're not an artist. You and your buddy hung out in your underwear molding ashtrays, and you don't even smoke. You're just hanging out with each other. Jesus Christ.
There was a
You're
whole
bragging about that?
Well, he had the wheel, so all the ceramics community would come over. So I'd come home at night, they'd all like be
what a
hanging
party
out.
that is, eh, Brody? The ceramics community. Jesus Murphy.
Get
Fuck, I should have hung out with you back in the day.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. It's important that you order everything from that link, Cam.
Yeah, that helps us out a lot.
You got to let them know.
Does, guys.
Let them know.
And you don't have to be a workout crazy person
no.
to take their shit.
You can be a
feel
trucker.
better.
You can be a trucker. You
or
can
on
be
radio.
you can be a mom. You can be a radio person.
You can do whatever. You
can be a ceramics teacher.
Yeah, but the protein in the morning, honestly, it makes you feel better with energy, and it coats your stomach. I can't eat at 4:30. I can't have a fucking salsa. I can't eat shit. No. I have to have liquid, and that coats me so much.
First
and I
form,
want to fucking grab things and like,
First form
makes me feel like a man, baby.
Just say it. Say first form.
First form. First time.
I'm
nervous about.
You're wearing the sweats today. The first form apparel, by the way, they've got some new stuff for the holidays.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so hook up that.
Yeah.
Can I get you anything from First Form for Christmas?
Well,
no.
Just I want
answer
that wine,
the question.
Dude. Well, yeah, like
well,
I want.
You got to buy me some wine.
Okay, I will. I'll give you box wine. You don't even know the difference.
Yeah, I would know the difference. Dude, I got a better palate for that type of shit than you do. I promise that.
6-year-old?
I know my wine.
Oh, I know. I know you do. I know you do, Andy. You don't even order the drinks. Huh? The wife orders the drinks when you go to restaurants, doesn't she?
That's not
she
true.
probably orders your food.
No, I'm the only one that orders the wine.
She probably orders your food. You're probably staring at that steak like, I do. And your wife's probably like, no, Andy, no, it's veggie night tonight.
Doesn't that bother you if you're out with another couple and they share a plate?
No.
Like,
you know what bothers me when I go out with
order
people?
your own thing.
You want me to tell you what bothers me? I'll tell you. Hanging out with people that are so picky with their food.
I know, we talked about that.
That's what bothers me.
Okay.
Or they'll be like this.
Yeah,
No, I don't like this.
Take it back,
come here,
sir,
miss, sir. I don't. It's not well done. It's not well. Jesus fucking Christ! Sit the fuck down.
I'm so embarrassed.
I'll leave.
Me too.
I've left.
You'll never find me doing that.
I left places because they embarrassed me.
Although
I've left places.
Although I will say this though,
me.
Cam, as I get older and wiser and smarter,
yeah,
I have no patience for bad service anymore, though.
I know. Well, it's tough because these restaurants, no one's working.
But I'm not a jerk.
No, you can't be. And you still tip people.
But
out.
I just don't have the patience.
I don't have it either.
I'm like, wow, come on,
I know.
dude.
I get you.
I got a night out.
I know.
I'm paying a babysitter, dude, and I got this guy as the waiter.
Acknowledge me. Yeah.
You're fucking terrible, bro.
I know. I don't like that, Andy. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't go to too many places like that, though. Mostly, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
At waiting the tables.
You just got to remember, though, what they're going through, too.
Say First Form again.
First Form. You got to remember what some of these people are going through. They're busting their ass. They're probably doing double duty. The dipshit cook in the back didn't work, so they got just stuff like that.
You don't know what they're going through.
You just don't know. So just
well,
always
you know what
take
you
care
do?
of them.
You ask. That's what I would have done.
But here's the deal, though. If you are going through shit, you still got to like acknowledge me and say like hi. Like you can't just like walk like that's lazy. I know you're working hard, but like if you're scrambling around and you ignore me, I get it. But if you're still around and you forget to come over, then we kind of have a problem.
And that's what I did with my Dr. Rivska.
Your neighbor?
She was very smart, Cam.
Well, she should be.
She went to ASU, actually, Arizona State.
Cool.
And then med school in Virginia.
That's cool.
So
interesting story, Andy. The people love it.
Bellmanandbellman.com, baby.
Yeah.
You know
Grand
where that
Wagoneer.
is? You know where that is?
Tri?
Yeah.
That Grand Wagoneer.
Cam's always like, it's in Tri. It's Troy.
It's Troy. Troy is actually
one side they got the Buick, the GMC, and on the other side they got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. They got something
Jeep
for everybody.
Grand Wagoneer. Check that bad boy out. I'm driving that mug right now. It's shit kicker. badass. Tinted windows, 22-inch black rims, badass. It snowed this morning. I'm like, fuck everything. I'll get in that bad boy. Ain't nothing stopping me.
This wasn't really snow.
Nah, but you just don't know with ice and stuff when you're up that early.
Do you get worried about that?
Ice, where I live?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's like invisible ice.
Well, where I live, man, it's very hilly, and there's a couple spots that if you can't go up the hill. So if it sleets, like I'm staying home.
It's invisible ice. You can't see it. That's why it's
not
so
invisible.
dangerous.
It's not invisible. It's just camouflage. It's not invisible.
But when
Ice is not invisible.
when it's nighttime, you can't see it.
Well, you can, but it's hard.
It's invisible.
Okay.
Well, what color is ice? It's invisible color.
No, it's not.
It's clear.
Translucent.
Say hi to Danny.
What up, Danny boy? What up, homie?
Like tell him what's up.
What's up, baby? That Grand Wagoneer, that's the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell all y'all out
Say
there.
hi to Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
And say hi to Dale.
Dale. God dang it, Dale.
At Bellman, you don't get what?
Swinging dicks.
None of those.
Nobody wants that bullshit.
No.
Swinging their dick coming out.
Mm-hmm. They offer me sushi when I
Fucking
go
bragging
out.
about how they're like Andy. They come out and swing their little dinghy around, bragging about their football career when they did nothing.
That's not true.
You're married to Cam? I used to shit kick him back in high school. Back when I fucking played football, he didn't fucking want to go against me.
He didn't even start.
He fucking bang his girlfriends all the time. No, you didn't. I don't even know you.
He ain't even see the field.
He didn't even fucking play. He's pussy. He's fucking pussy. Why are you dating him? Swinging dick, motherfucker.
Bellman, baby. Sparks skate sharpeners. You talk about a life changer, Cam. This has changed my life. I might get you one of those for the holidays.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool.
How about you get the alumni room one?
How about the promo code is Cam and Strick?
That's cool.
And that'll save you lots of money, more money than
Just
you're
get
going to
one of those
save on
goddamn
Black
computers.
Friday or Cyber Monday. I told somebody that the other day. Cam's favorite holiday. Which one do you like more, Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
Neither. I don't do shit.
You go to Best Buy at like midnight on Thanksgiving?
I don't buy. I mean, Kate does all that.
What are you thankful for?
My life.
Okay, we'll save that for next episode.
Yeah,
we're going to have our Thanksgiving
man. I'm not gonna lie to
episode.
you. My life.
Okay, good, bro.
I went through hardcore shit.
I
man.
know you
I
did.
joke about a lot of stuff, and everybody acts like they fucking no. I went through hardcore shit.
I know.
You know?
And look where you are now, dude, wearing those green-ass shoes.
I look like a goddamn Hoosier. Fuck.
Well, hey, man.
I just want to hide.
Mm-hmm. By the way, this coffee I've had, I mean, it just stays hot forever. This coffee mug that I have is just incredible.
Cool.
What's that material?
I don't know.
Just stays hot.
Jesus Christ. Are you reaching for something?
Sparks, SPARX. Use that promo code Cam and Strick, and you'll save lots of money. Something like 25, Cam, of the 32 NHL teams use the Sparks skate sharpener inside their dressing room.
Well, they should. It's easy. Simplifies everything.
My kids' skates, man, have never been better. Ever since I started, and I don't know if that's the case for everybody, but the way I sharpen them, if you want to drop your skates off, I'd be happy to sharpen them for you.
Well, you press a button.
Yeah, but you got to have it lined up properly.
Yeah, but it's easy to do.
Yeah, I know.
So anybody could do it. It's
very
Stop
easy.
making it complex.
I'm just saying.
Like you're some fucking.
Well, I'm pretty good at
like
it.
it's your neighbor.
Could you
like a
be
doctor.
an equipment manager? Could you ever do that?
No.
You couldn't do that?
No.
Like if they offered you a job right now to be the
Oh,
equipment.
my hands are too big. I can't put buttons on things. I can't put loops. I can't tie knots. I
How
can't
big
do
are your
shit.
hands?
Bigger than yours.
So anyway, Sparks is amazing, dude, and it's been incredible. And I do want to point this out, especially for holiday season. They have plenty of inventory, so it goes out the same day when you order
that's
it.
big time,
So,
yeah.
dude, you're
So-
gonna get it.
Well, get it going so it's the big tournament your
Correct.
kids are in,
I know.
you could take that.
Holiday tournaments that are happening.
Yeah, be the guy that takes the Sparks machine up to the
Yeah.
tournament for the boys.
Or just be the guy
the
whose
girls.
kid has their skates sharpened.
Yeah, he's not bitching.
So
and
I'm not like the
scrambling.
coach, and all of a sudden, like you show up for the game, and I'm like, hey, dude, when's the last time you got your skates sharpened? Oh, it's been like 3 months.
Well, these kids need to check their skates, man.
Yeah.
That's part of your responsibility. You
It
got
is.
to know your equipment and what's going
You
on.
gotta
with
know
your
it.
sticks. Your sticks are fucking broken. You got to know that.
Yeah.
You got to see where your blade's at. You got to tape your shit. You got
Yes.
to tape. You got a fucking little knot in your laces. When you tie your skates,
Yeah.
fix that fucking
Fix
thing.
that too.
Fix all that shit. Get responsible. Even at a young age.
Yeah.
You check your fucking blade
Yes, you
and
do.
make sure you're not going to toe pick or fucking slide and hurt yourself.
I couldn't have said it better.
I know.
Thanks for that, Cam. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It really meant a lot.
Thank you for thanking
I could feel that passion.
Well, it's true.
You know who else has passion? Ray Whitney, the wizard. We talk golf. We talk
Ray.
a lot of things with Ray.
He's cool, man.
And you hear him right here on the Cam and Strick podcast, brought to you by Hair Club. Enjoy episode 212. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by Car Shield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now to the interview.
Hello.
Ray.
Is this the wizard?
Hey. You got that right.
Yeah. What's up, man?
How are you doing, guys?
Oh, you know, we're doing good. Cam was late today, but everything else is great.
Man, it's got done a 3-hour radio show, dude. I cruised over here as fast as I could, Ray, man.
I was thinking an 11:30 start. Man, you guys get some good sleep. But
well, it's
10:30.
It's 10:30.
Oh yeah, Arizona.
Oh yeah, you're only Central. You're Central, yeah. Man, this fucking daylight savings time is really getting me because we don't move ever.
Yeah,
I know. I went to college in Arizona, man. That was the best part about it. You never change your clocks ever.
But you're in Pacific time, and all of a sudden you forget it. You're in Mountain time, and you're like, God damn.
Well, if that's the best part of Arizona for Andy, then he didn't have a good time. Jesus.
Well,
that was the best part.
Well, no, it wasn't the best part, but it's one of the best parts. It's 10:30, but my son, listen, you'd appreciate this because you're coaching AAA hockey and all that, but he was at the rink this morning at like 7:30.
Oh.
Jamal Mayer's I had to work out a deal with him, just so you know, because his prices are not cheap, Ray. For the one-on-one lessons.
Hey, good talent never comes cheap, so you gotta get that good instruction. You gotta pay for it.
There you go.
So what are you doing down there, man? Like, what's your day consist of?
Let's see. Right now, I get up early, take my daughter to school. You know, obviously with working for the NHL, you know, any night or any day we could be. I have to be on call basically for a hearing. You know, the other night on Sunday, for example, we had 2 hearings. We had Kachuk. Who else we had? Oh, we had Anderson in Montreal. So at any time you could have a hearing and never know what time you're going to have that hearing because of the PA. You have to kind of wait for them to get their ducks in a row, and then, you know, the team's travel situation and stuff. So you're kind of always on call every day after, you know, previous night's games. But other than that, I take the kids to school. I come back, I get on that Peloton and ride it like I'm still able to play, and then I go play golf.
Oh my God!
I was waiting for
life's
that.
Not so bad.
Yeah, that's a tough life. Hey, you know, we had Holly on again actually recently, and he's like neighbors with George Peros, and he said you guys need to start suspending not the player who delivers the hit, but the one who made the pass that led to the player getting hit. So I don't know if you guys have consulted or thought about that yet, Ray.
Well, we have. It's funny in our deliberations. You know, we talk, and I'm probably, not to toot horn, I'm probably the more skilled guy in our group.
I thought Peros was.
Well, he's right there with me. He was when he was in Princeton anyway. But I tell you guys, like nowadays, and Cam, you can appreciate this, the way you played. I never got run over by you ever because I knew when you were on the ice. I knew when guys like you were on the ice. I knew when to keep my head up and play somewhat conscious hockey. And man, I feel like players nowadays just don't have that sense, that sixth sense of saying, hey, have your head up a little bit here. There's some guys out here that, might not let me off the hook and might run me over. So I see a lot of that. I'm the only guy or one of the guys in our department that puts more emphasis, a lot of it, on the guy getting hit than the guy giving the hits, because hitting is still part of our game, even though we're doing our best to get it out of there. So I try to defend the guys who are hitting and put more emphasis on guys taking the hits than anything.
I like to hear that.
I do too.
Yeah,
hey, you know what it is though, Ray? Because and you're coaching youth hockey. I think you still are, right? You have kids who are playing. I know you were before. These kids don't grow up getting hit like it used to be. I mean, hits are flying everywhere, and you were encouraged to deliver hits. It's never something that's ever talked about, at least at the midget level, like being involved with our AAA program. We never talk about, you talk about physicality, but it's never about like learning delivering a hit or learning how to hit.
Taking a hit?
Yeah.
Taking a hit, learning it. No, I think, I disagree a lot of times with USA Hockey and some of the rules that they do. Now, especially being from a player safety standpoint, working in that department for the last 5 years, they USA Hockey added this rule with hitting now that you can't ice the puck on a penalty kill,
Right.
and that there's an automatic offside, so there's the no touch, there's not the regroup offside, which is more dangerous now than it's ever been, because now you guys are not able to snap the puck or dump it in, wait for the guys to get outside, so they're hanging on the pucks longer than they should. What happens is they're hanging on to it, looking for it out, and all of a sudden, boom, they get ran over, and they get ran over pretty hard. So they're not able to get rid of the pucks on the way they should. And on top of it, the next level that they go to from midget and bantam midget doesn't play that same rules. So I understand it more from a younger kid's standpoint. When it takes a long time for young kids to get down the ice and make a power play breakout, I don't mind the whistle being automatic and just bring the puck down as fast as the linesman can get it there. It saves time and power play. But man, like you guys said, you don't teach them to hit, and they're surprised when they do get hit, yet we still have hitting in the game. So I don't know what the right fix to that is. I personally think they should be able to hit from the time they're about 5 or 6, because when you hit when you're young, you learn how to hit and take hits without any force to it, without any big guys hitting puberty with you have. And those of you guys who played against Damon Lankow or know who Damon Lankow is, he was the 5th overall pick to Tampa back in the day, and a tough little gritty guy. Mm-hmm. Well, I coached his son, who hit puberty probably when he was 11. And when hitting came, man, I've never seen this kid deliver more punishing hits in my life. I would have suspended him 5-6 times just on the force that he would hit people with. But that's what happens when you have a guy who's hit puberty, and playing against these kids who still don't have any hair under their armpits by guys, because they're doing it at a later age when they don't know how to be hit yet. So it's just my opinion. I'm sure there's probably a million other reasons, somebody could debate it, but I just think the earlier they can get some contact, the better they learn how to do contact.
Hey, so like, say you're playing golf and you get a call from Georgie, and they're like, something happened last night. Are you like, damn, I got to scramble to watch this, break it down. I need a quiet spot to really examine this. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we would know the night before that we're going to have a hearing. So I see all the clips on a nightly basis before we go to bed. I make sure that we, anything that's been clipped and sent to us and that George has lots of input on, that's all done before we go to bed, and we'll know if we're going to have a hearing either that night, or sometimes George is on the fence. He'll sleep on it, and first thing in the morning, you grab your phone and we'll know if we're going to have a hearing. And I kind of do my day around that. If we have some, if I have a golf appointment or if I have a doctor appointment, whatever it is, I try to shuffle those all around and make sure that I'm somewhere I could be on the hearing and not be a distraction or have airplanes flying in, while we're talking and doing all that stuff. So it's really not that hard. It's just a little preparation you always have to have in mind, that you could have to change your plans at the last second.
Yeah, Cam thinks there's like a dumb question. Cam thinks there's like a dirty play that takes place the night before, and you go ahead and schedule a tee time to go out and golf the next day. Hey, there's
Cam, you're right. There's a lot of times you're actually golfing. You've made your weekly tee times, and I just have to make sure that on those weekly tee times, there's a good chance that every now and then one of them might have to be either moved or canceled or whatever. I mean, technically you probably could do it, just sit on mute and listen and give your input when it's required. But I try to generally make sure I'm available and in a good spot where I can do it, without interruption.
Well, I'd love to talk some golf with you.
Oh, Andy.
Dude, you're like, first off,
is he a scratch golfer?
He's like, he's one of those guys.
I knew it.
He's winning you win prize money when you play in these celebrity golf tournaments. I mean, are you like the real deal? Like, how serious you taking your golf game?
I take it pretty serious. In the summertime, I golf up in Idaho, Gosder. I'm up there where Hully used to be.
Yeah.
Hully, we left him out to Nashville, but we play basically daily at 10 every day. Then I get back to the summer. I play a little bit less, or in winter here. I play a little bit less in Phoenix with kids. But now that I'm not coaching the 18 team, my son, I actually golf probably 5 days a week. But the handicap gets into it. It's about a +1 right now, or plus 0.5. So it's good enough to handle most people. But in Whisper Rock, the course I belong to in Arizona, it's good enough for an ass kicking, because the tour pros, they cap the tour pros here at a +4, which a lot of them are +6s and 7s and 8s. And so I got a good ass whooping in the summertime or in the wintertime here in Arizona.
Yeah, from the real ones.
From the real players, which, that's good. It's humbling. But, To further along your question about my seriousness, I'm actually playing Augusta National on November 16th for the first time. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be an exciting trip for me.
How do you get invited to that?
So it's a long story, but we got lots of time. So
Tiger Woods called him up.
Like how do you get in that shit?
Yeah,
It's hardcore.
Tiger's going to go look at the course and see some setups. No. For my 40th birthday, my wife asked me, "What do you want for your birthday?"
Wow.
And, I said, "Well, I want to play Augusta." And she's looking at me like, "Are you serious? Like, you should be able to get that yourself." I'm like, "Well, we know enough people, and our network's long enough. It's a hard stretch. It's a hard thing to ask anybody to do." And so then it didn't happen, and that's fine. And 10 years later, I turned 50 in May. She goes, "What do you want for your 50th?" And I'm like, "I want to play Augusta." So she sent out an email to our friends and said, "Hey, dipshit asked me to do this again." And it's not easy. So a good friend of ours up in Idaho is Sean Payton, used to coach the New Orleans Saints.
Oh yeah.
He calls my wife 2 weeks later and he says, "Hey, Archie Manning called me and asked me to do a speaking engagement at the Touchdown Club in Atlanta. And if I do it, I get to take somebody to one of the guys is a member. He'll take me to Augusta National, and I bring a guest." So of course, Coach, it literally happened 10 days after Bridget sent that email out, and so Coach Payton is taking care of me, and I owe him major, or my wife owes him major, whichever one you want to look at it. Somebody owes him something. So
you both do.
So,
hey,
yeah.
Listen,
so
Wizard Ray, Drew Brees is listening to this, man. He's pissed. He is pissed.
Well, I'm sure Drew's been there already, and I played golf with Drew last year a little bit.
Of course you did.
Up in Cabo, and
it's all.
He's golfing with John Elway.
He's in Cabo with the boys.
Listen, I hear about it. I hear about it from Coop and everybody else, and Gretzky, obviously, who's in St. Louis all the time.
That's the big group right there.
So
We need to get involved with this.
Yeah.
Give me.
That's our group.
Give me your who's your foursome? Like when you're in Gaza, and you say I want to play with the most competitive players, the best players. Who you choosing?
Well, we play sixums in Gaza, and we have 2 or 3 tee times in a row. So Wayne and Janet play every day with us. Massimo from G4 Clothing, or Massimo Clothing, him and a bunch of guys from Bel Air play. John Elway gets in that group. Brendan Morrow is in that group as well. Kelly Chase is in there once in a while when we can get him off property from doing his real estate thing. So. So we can have anywhere from 20 to 24 guys in there, and we mix and match the best we can. And Janet and I are partners quite often, which goes to say that we very rarely lose because nobody beats Janet.
Yeah.
She's tough to beat. So
she's that good, eh? She's that good.
She's hitting up.
You know what? She is really good. She has a good handicap, but she's actually really good, and she's got some cojones on her, man. She can, if there's a putt on the line, she'd be the one I want putt for me. She is that good with putters. So yeah, she's got no fear. So
what other course
it's great.
What other course so you're like that you would want that's prestigious enough, like even around the world, that you're like, this is it. One of these days I'm gonna do this.
You know what I haven't played, and it's not that hard to get on, you just have to plan it in advance, is St. Andrews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I went over there many years ago to play it, and I went over for Steve Eiserman's birthday. He had a group. Panger was there. Mm-hmm. We went over there and we played all those courses, and it was 2 weeks before the Open, so we couldn't play it. So it was kind of unfortunate timing, I guess. But we stayed at the hotel that was right there on 17, and we did that thing. But that's the one major one that I haven't played that I would like to. I think I've played most of the good ones in the United States, or there's probably a hidden gem here or there that I've missed, but for the most part, I started my career in San Jose, so I played Pebble Beach many times. I played Cypress. I've done all those ones. So the Northeast is probably the place where I played the least, which are have nothing but great golf courses up there. You got Shinnecock and National and Sabonik. You got all those. You go all the way up to Long Island and play a bunch of them. So when I get some time, I'll maybe head up there and see if I can knock out a few of those.
El Dorado too in Cabo.
Cabo.
That's where Holly says the fucking best.
Yeah, Holly's down there. I go down there and I play the member guest every year down there with a buddy of mine, and that's not reality either. And the best thing about Discovery Golf is too, it's There's no golf shirts, it's t-shirts. It's
I know.
How awesome is that?
just the
It's my kind of golf.
and it's you drive your carts kind of everywhere, and you have fun. It's not. I mean, it's kind of like the Live Golf Tour, I guess, on for regular people. It's kind of the same kind of atmosphere. It's more of a party situation. So Gosler's like that in Idaho for us, and we have a good time, and probably better time than we should.
What's the most money you ever made in a golf tournament?
Oh, in a golf tournament.
Or playing golf from Elway.
Oh no, I keep it pretty tame. It's not necessarily the amount of money. It's just who wins. It's funny how when you have two athletes from separate sports, the money part isn't really a factor. It's just the fact that you get to have NFL money, and he says the same thing. He'd rather have, of all the gambling and the bets that he has going, he pays attention most to the NHL ones because he loves to get the NHL money, and vice versa there. So the gambling, I tend to keep it somewhat reasonable, not to I don't get into the thousands and hundreds of thousands like can happen with some of those guys. So I keep mine at the 100 kind of thing, 100 range, bet guys for $100 and just keep it somewhat fair. Yeah. I don't want anybody to not like me at the end of the round.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
Or vice versa.
Oh yeah. Have you ever played Michael Jordan?
I played Michael, yeah, and we kept it. I went to the bank before I went to play him.
Because he's gonna you gotta pay up with him. He'll steal your shirt off your back.
So I played golf with him in Detroit. So 2004, the Ryder Cup was in Oakland Hills in Detroit. It was about a mile from my house when I was playing for the Wings. And Chelios calls me up on Monday. He goes, hey, Whit, you want to play with Michael and Ahmad Rashad and Charles Oakley at Birmingham Country Club? Birmingham Country Club is closed on Mondays. He goes, well, Michael's going to play. And I'm I'm not good enough golfer. You want to play? I'm like, of course, I'd love to. So I went to the bank, grabbed some big chunk of cash and went out there.
How much did you grab? 10 grand?
I grabbed 10 grand. Yeah. and was fearful of it, right? My son was born. My son was born 2 days earlier, right? So my wife's just got but she's like, man, you get the chance to play with Michael Jordan, go. So I went. We ended up playing 36, and I had 36 of the best holes I can imagine. He was so great to play with, as was Ahmad Rashad and Charles Oakley. We had a great time, and the gambling. The first 18 was pretty tame. The second 18 we kind of felt each other out, and we're like, okay, we'll up it a little bit. So I was up 500 on 18, and he ended up winning 18. We ended up pushing, so it was not bad. But he was great. He was gracious to everybody who came up to us during the day, and he had the greenskeeper bring his kids, and like a little foursome of kids come up and want some autographs. And man, he was, you hear stories about athletes, and sometimes you hear the bad ones, and too often those are the ones that are always reported. Never the ones that when you see a superstar like that acting like a superstar and treating people like that. And he was just tremendous, and I can't say enough good things about him in my experience.
Hey, last golf question from me. Like, is Jordan the most famous person you've golfed with? I'm curious who else you've golfed with. And be honest, like, do you like golf more than hockey? Like, and it's okay if you do, but like, if you had to say which you enjoy more, like, and you played a long time, I get it, and hockey was your job, but do you enjoy golf more than playing hockey?
Yeah, I do. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt as much.
I'm blocking shots.
Yeah, I always said the only reason I played hockey was because I was good.
Yeah,
that's it. It's like. But I shouldn't say that. Grew up in Canada. That's your sport. That's what you watch. I mean, even now, if there's golf on and there's hockey on, I'll put the volume on the hockey and the mute on golf. Especially if Connor's playing. I watch him every night that I can, just because I'm an Edmonton kid on top of it. But he's just. We're in generations right now. If you think about we're at my age, I'm a little older than you guys, but. We've had the opportunity to see the best athletes maybe of, in the history of all of our sports. We got Brady right now. We're right in the middle of watching him his whole life. I got to watch Jordan. I watched Nicholas win in '86, but then went on to watch Tiger become the best of all time. Oh, yeah. I mean, you get to watch Kobe Bryant. I mean, some of these athletes that we've had the opportunity to witness and watch, and I know there's going to be great ones, coming up, but on a day-to-day basis, I was with 99 back in Edmonton cutting his sticks when I was a kid. So I got to watch the best player of all time do that. And then now I see Connor coming up, and I love watching the best players and the best. They're going to be somewhere in the conversation, the best ever. I never miss the opportunity to watch them. I think it's just great. But in terms of the most famous, I guess it would be Michael. Well, Wayne, but Wayne, it's a little different for us hockey guys because he's so, personable and
so normal.
Yeah, exactly.
He's so normal. You don't really feel it. I played with George Strait. Obviously, we're part of the Codigo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at you.
He's part of the Codigo.
You're all part of the club, man.
Codigo.
Codigo. So
Paulie hates that.
yeah. So him and Holly would like to be put in that way, but we're not going to put Holly up that high.
Nah.
Yeah. So not too much. I've met the presidents, the President Bush at the golf course. I haven't played with Trump. No. And today being the big election day, it's politics. We got to keep all those out of there. But but that's it. I mean, I'm not a guy who goes running around trying to play with famous people, but I somehow find myself given the opportunity, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. Being a stick boy, though, it's kind of crazy, though, being a stick boy for the Oilers, especially in that era. And the other stick boy with you is Ryan Smith. I mean, that's you can't make that up. I mean, what was that experience like, and how did you get that gig to begin with?
Well, okay, yeah, I didn't do anything with Ryan. He's younger than me, so I was gone before he ever got there. But
gotcha.
But my dad was their practice goalie for 30 years. So my dad actually has 2 Stanley Cup rings with the Oilers. He has number 4, number 5 that they decided to give to him. So by that time he was traveling with the team in the playoffs. He was their 3rd goalie on the road. So they didn't. They might have still had another goalie, but they always had him with them. My dad was a policeman back in for the 80s, 90s. He was 33 years. He was a Edmonton City Police, but so he pulled over one of them back in the early 80s. Kurt Brackenbury was his name. He let him off and was just chatting with him. Then they became friends, and then one day they needed a goaltender for the guys who were injured, and my dad put his stuff on, and that turned into having his own stall, his own equipment, his own sticks. He backed up one game when one of the goalies got injured in the morning skate. It was too far to get a goalie from Cape Breton to get there to back up. So my dad signed a 1-day contract and stood on the bench, and they won 5-1. So he's undefeated.
Oh, there you go. He was like an e-bug before they had e-bugs.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And he had that opportunity, and then I was always, I'd go with him every day that I didn't have school or hockey myself, and I'd always bring my gear, and I would get dressed, and while they were on the ice, and I'd go stand with my helmet, and I'd sit on the bench in full gear, wait for the practice to be over, and when they were done, Glenn Saylor would say, "Okay, kid, you can go now," and out I'd go, and I'd mess around there for 2 hours. I'd be out there. Some of the players would still be out there when I got out there, and then they'd all be gone, and I'd be out there for an hour by myself, just thinking I'm in the NHL playing in the big building like that. And I had a great childhood when it came to the sport of hockey, and some of the stuff I got to see and some of the stuff I got to be a part of was truly amazing. Was
anybody ever a dick to you when you were a stick boy? And how good was Gretzky and those guys? I mean, I can never imagine Gretzky being mean to anybody,
No, he was always great to me. And as a kid, you learn to read the room a little bit. You learn how to be cognizant of people's attitudes and their game quickly, because let's be honest, when somebody has a shitty game, the last thing they want to see is some 16-year or 15-year-old kid fucking staring at them, looking at them like, man, were you shitty today? And it wasn't too many times though in the 80s where the Oilers were shitty. So most games ended in a good way, and my job wasn't hard. It was cut 99 sticks when he came in, and made sure he had his Gatorades after the game. Life was pretty easy when it came to that, but you're actually just working. You're packing bags. You're loading bags for the visiting team. You're doing a bunch of stuff. But yeah, some every now you get caught. You catch them on a bad day, and as athletes, you're hot-headed, right? We're not always good guys, and you chalk it up to, well, I just got caught them on a bad day, and that would be it. But they all took care of you at Christmas time. They all gave you $20, which as a kid in the 80s, that's more money than I could possibly imagine.
Like in a boombox.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get the ghetto blaster with a tape, cassette tape. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Hey, listen, but you became like this big junior star.
Yeah.
And you're tearing it up in junior. Somehow you didn't get drafted. I think your first year of eligibility, you didn't get drafted, and then San Jose takes you the next year. So, like,
Yeah.
going to, like, an expansion team, like, were you excited about that? I mean, were you just looking excited to – I mean, you got drafted higher than I think people projected you to go, but you probably expected to be able to slide right in and play, right? I mean, you were having so much success in your junior career.
Well, I did. I mean, getting drafted, missing the first year. I mean, I scored 57 goals my first eligible year and had 113 points, and it wasn't enough.
I know, crazy.
So I was like, well, okay. I was always a little shit too, let's be honest. But that was kind of a bigger, heavier day. But I had an arrogance about me that I thought I could. And then the next year I had 185 points. I still didn't go in the first round, and I'm watching these guys get drafted ahead of me, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute now. Like, and I didn't put much stock into I started to lose faith a little bit on how the NHL operated. But my line mate went second overall behind Eric Lindros, and I thought, okay, well, wait a minute, if he's going second and he can play, which I think he can, and he was a good player, Pat Floon, then I know I can play too, because I felt I was equally as good as he was or better. So, he was a little heavier, and that's when the size came in. He was about 1.5 inches taller, maybe. So I didn't understand that, the whole concept of what 1.5 inches, how that makes a big difference. But I had that little man syndrome, and I fought hard to not go back to junior. And I went to Europe right after I got drafted. I demanded a one-way contract. They didn't want to give me one, which I understand. So I went to Germany. I played there for a couple of months and came back. I got homesick like a little baby. Came back, and I ended up signing an IHL contract, an independent team that had no affiliation.
Yeah.
And there was nothing at the time in the rules said that you couldn't play on an independent minor league team as a guy who had to go back to junior. So they fought it. They sued the league. They lost. So I got a year in the minors out of the way at 19, which was great. I was going to have to probably do it anyway. So Mike Barnett, my agent at the time, was a real creative guy, and that was his idea. And Don Waddell, the GM in Carolina now, he was the GM coach at the time.
Yeah.
He gave me that opportunity. So it all worked out. And being drafted by an expansion team, to get back to your question, you think, okay, it's going to be good because I'm going to get an opportunity to play. There's not as many good players there yet. And I got that opportunity, which you kind of do. But then you don't get much success, and your game doesn't really grow much because you're so shitty. So that part maybe, hindered me a little bit in terms of my development or my growth as a player. But still, it all worked out for the best.
Hey, but Ray, listen, let's be honest here. I got to talk about the San Diego situation because it created like a pretty big uproar. I mean, like Ron Caron, who was the GM of the Blues at the time, I mean, he's like complaining about you being able to sign with an independent team because, San Jose had an affiliate in the league, Kansas City, but you weren't eligible to play for Kansas City, so you could sign with an independent team, but you went over to Germany because you didn't want to go back to junior. So I don't blame you for that. But like, what's the story about them not paying you? Like, isn't that what led you coming back to the North America to begin with? And then the whole San Diego situation, because they signed a couple of other guys too, man. There was like a loophole. Like Sean Burke was having contract issues with New Jersey, so they signed Sean Burke.
Oh,
and didn't they try to sign Lindros too and offer him like $500,000? Like break all that down for us.
Yeah, Don Waddell was really a kind of a creative guy and a go-getter, and he was willing to make that fight. And the German team, they gave me a bunch of money up front. They gave me most of it up front, but then the monthly payments, I hadn't been paid for a couple months. They would give me my apartment and my car, but it hadn't been paid. And I'd be honest with you, I was looking for a way to get out and go home anyway. I was homesick little baby. My girlfriend and wife now, was over there with me for a month, and she spoke German, believe it or not, and it was nice and easy, and life was good. And then when she had to go back home, I kind of, tucked my tail like a little baby and came and wanted to go home. But I didn't want to go back to junior. I was still adamant about that. Like, what else was there to do? We had, I had 185 the year before, and we won the Memorial Cup. So, there's not much left for you at that level, and So I ended up going to San Diego. Like you said, they signed Sean Burke right after the Olympics. And they wanted to get Lindros too. He declined. I think he just stayed with the national team, I think. But he was, and they signed and had that Dmitry Kvartalnov. I don't know if you guys remember him. He ended up being a first rounder to Boston he won the Rookie of the Year that year as a 30-year-old, which also pissed me off in the IHL. I had I had 90 points in 60 games as a 19-year-old kid who shouldn't be in the league, and and they gave it to Dimitri, who was a 30-year-old Russian. I guess we kind of had this debate, recently with Krill the Thrills and what considers a rookie and stuff. But so other than that, I mean, it was a great experience, and one, I was very thankful I got out of the way early, and I understand Ron Caron. He wasn't the only one that was pissed off about that, because most guys need that time in the minors. They need an adjustment period, and I was getting it a year earlier than his draft picks were, and I understood that, but I also didn't care. I also thought, okay, I'm one step ahead of everybody right now, and it was a great opportunity to play in the league that was probably the better league in the minors as well. It was a lot of the older players, so I thought the league was better than the AHL at the time too. So it was great. It worked out for the best, and I was playing against the Sharks minor league team, which was kind of funny. All the guys I got drafted with, I'm playing against.
I know.
Pat Falloon.
Hey, I know.
What happened with him? Like, I remember having his rookie card. I haven't heard about him in a long time.
He played like 500 games. I mean, it's kind of a bust, though, when you consider where he was drafted.
Yeah, Pat Falloon. That's so funny.
What happened?
Yeah, he's a farmer up in Manitoba. And Patty was the most naturally skilled player I think I've played with, and he had the biggest thighs and forearms that I've ever seen, and I don't know if he ever actually went into a gym. So he's one of those, you're chucking hay bales out on the farm and you're skating every day at Foxhorn, Manitoba. Your legs are big, and he was just a big, a gifted farm boy that I don't think once the game started to change and people had to start going to the gym and people had to start changing things, he spent the summers farming. And I think in the end he wanted to make sure he had enough money to buy all the land and all the farm equipment that him and his family ever needed. And it worked. And he ended up playing 500 games, like you said, Andy. And then he went over to Davos, Switzerland, and played over there a little bit. And he was, I played with him for 3 years in junior and another 3 years in San Jose. He was one of my best friends. And, and just, like you said, the game passes some people by, and it presents itself to others, and it kind of went the opposite ways for both of us at the same time.
Sometimes when you're naturally jacked, Andy, like me, you just don't have to work out. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, I had to deal with him. Yeah.
But you dominate juniors. Good Lord, you're a winner. But it took you a while to kind of get your groove in the NHL. I mean, your 15th year, you got 83 points, your best year ever. Like, what were you getting pissed? Like, were you like, what's going on with me?
Well, playing in San Jose was never easy, right? And when you're an expansion team, and I had a coach there, Kevin Constantine, that he coached me about 40 games in the minors the year before too. I split my first season with San Jose in the minors, and he liked me, but he also wanted, he's very defensive. Yeah. So I get to the NHL, I'm on the team, and I'm on a checking line with Bob Airy and Jamie Baker. That was my line. So I actually was a checker my first.
The broadcaster line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the broadcaster line. And so we're playing in the playoffs that year. The year we upset Detroit in 7, which we should have never, been able to do. We were checking Fedorov's line, and then we were checking Gilmore's line the next series against Toronto. So, he gave me that opportunity to play a different role, to be in the NHL, and he had one spot for me on the power play. Now like you said, I'm a power play guy my whole life and had a lot of points doing it. He put me on the net front of the second power play unit. Now I'm 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing pounds. And back in the day where you had Charlie Manson in Winnipeg, dealing in front of the net, and I just tell you what, I had padding all the way up and down the backside from my neck all the way to my ankles, because it was just a beating you took in front of the net. That Thomas Holmstrom in Detroit deserves more awards than anybody in the history of the NHL, because what you could do to people back then compared to now is astonishing, and that's where they found a spot for me. So, to answer your question, it took me a while to figure myself out, and then San Jose finally was going to turn the page on me. That didn't produce enough points. I think I averaged, 0.6 points per game in my time in San Jose. And to be honest with you, what really changed it was that summer. I didn't really work out either, guys. I'll be honest with you. Until that time, I was just naturally gifted and always in shape. So I just didn't train. I trained that summer with Daryl Duke, who was the strength coach for the Edmonton Oilers that year. And I had a whole new lesson on training and fitness. And from that time on, that's the year I scored my career high 33 that year. And from that moment on, to be honest with you, the training has been a huge part of my life. And even to this 50, I can still do my bike rides that I did when I was still playing.
Wow.
Damn.
Because it's interesting, man. Like you lived it, and I talk to guys like Keith Kachuk all the time, Brett Hall, these guys who just got completely ragdolled in front of the net. I mean, just cross checks. We've had Darian Hatcher on, we've had Adam Foote on, and some of these guys who have been on with us. So I'm curious though, man, because you kind of mentioned it. You have that old school mentality, and you're in that room with Department of Player Safety, like. Are you on an island by yourself when you're trying to explain maybe from a different viewpoint because of what you did as a player and what you experienced, or do you feel like you've got some support in there who also maybe look at it the same way?
Well, it varies. It varies from play to play. The egregious ones, with the sticks in the face and the hit from behinds, and the obvious ones. We've had Tom, Wilson obviously on a few times. He's been great for the last few years. Obviously this year he's injured, but he hits so hard and he's so powerful that it gets back to what I was saying about these kids when we were growing. He's blowing people up that sometimes these guys aren't ready to be blown up, and that's a lot of time is I get stuck on an island because I still defend I want the game to still be played with a little bit of meanness to it, because I still believe that's what separates us from basketball and football and baseball. We're still, I'd like to think, the toughest sport out there. And at times I'm wondering if we're going down a different path. And if people aren't wanting that, I see a lot of media guys really wanting to change how things are and take away the fighting.
Of course they do.
Take away the open ice hitting. And I'm like, guys, it's what separates us. And then you get the CTE thing. And that's always a tough thing to deal with. But my thought to that, Cam, you could appreciate this. What you did was not easy, and you got a few whacks in the head over the years by doing it. If they put there in the standard players contract that you run the risk of CTE and it's kind of at your own risk to still play, I'm pretty sure 95% of the players would still sign the contract. And I would have anyway. But
99 probably.
But probably 99. Yeah. I mean, there is still, you want to be constant in our area that you want to take away the headshots that you can. Those side-to-side ones where the flying elbows or the speed of the game is different now also than when we had. So those ones we still want to be hard on. But a good clean check that maybe jars a guy, or a guy gets in a fight and gets a concussion from it, that's still part of the game a little bit in my mind. And getting rid of the side hits that we guys don't really notice is going to come, and you get clipped on the jaw and then knocked out. Those are the ones we're trying to make sure we really eliminate, and guys getting hit from behind. But a lot of times, you guys can see it yourself, it's a lot of times the guys get hit from behind because they turn their backs at the wrong time. And it's also, if you think about it, I got hit most of the time, because I had to puck a lot. What people don't understand is that he hit him in the numbers is always the thing I hear. He hits him in the numbers. Well, if Cam Jansen is coming at me full speed and I'm along the wall, as soon as I see him coming, I'm going to move the puck. I'm going to turn my back and show him my back so that he can hit me in the numbers and I can hit flat against the glass. And I can put my hands up and maybe absorb some of it as well. I'm not going to go face him ahead and let him hit me in the crest where the back of my head wraps off the glass where there's nowhere to protect myself. So that's the thing I try to educate the people in general is like, it's not always the numbers. It's if there's numbers the entire time. Yes, that's one thing. But if a guy moves the puck, turns his numbers to get hit, that's how you want to get hit, because you don't want to get hit sideways. It's a broken collarbone if you get squished like that. So you actually want to get hit in the numbers, but it's weird to tell people that because I don't know if everybody understands that's actually the best place to get hit is flat, shoulder to your back, where you can just put flat. You can get it flat against the glass with your hands up, and it actually doesn't hurt at all.
Cam elbowed me in the head, by the way. I wish I could send you the video and suspend his ass.
I didn't mean to.
For 3 games.
No, I didn't. He was getting a little cocky. No, his chaser was out there with me. We're getting a little cocky. Andy was running his mouth, and I just rubbed him off. And anyway, it doesn't matter. Hey,
it happens.
You know how it goes. He doesn't wear. Listen, he doesn't wear shoulder pads, Ray. He does. He thinks he's John Winsick out there.
Hey, Chaser elbowed me too, man, and that was
Chaser got you hard.
Chaser got me too.
Andy gets tortured, rightfully so. Hey, but Ray, remember those back check hits? Oh my God, I used to do it.
Oh
too.
my Lord,
the back one, and then they dumped the puck in, and for a change, and you had like 2 seconds. Oh God, now those you don't see those anymore, do you?
No, not very often. Those are very rare, and those are the ones that, like you said, those are the ones you want to get rid of, or the guy, you kind of remember I think it was Matt Cook hit Savard when
Savard.
he kind of came across him, and he took the shot, but his body, he's a left-handed shot going to his right, and kind of open up and take that shot, and then you get hit kind of from that weak side. I think those are the hits that as a group and as hockey in general, we got to kind of get rid of. You see at the NFL too, they're trying to get rid of those east-west hits a little bit to guys who are defenseless, but like open ice hits, like head-on stuff, I think are still, still allowed. Have your head up and know who's out there, and you won't get hit. But those east-west ones where your jaws are getting clipped, because let's be honest, the speed is faster than we've ever had it before, and the force that you're getting hit with is probably different. But there's always that argument too. I don't know if you guys have ever got into it with people about the old days. The old greats wouldn't be able to play in today's game, and vice versa. Because I'm like, and I kind of giggle a little bit. I'm like, you don't think that Mario Lemieux, with the technology that he has available to him now and the training and all that, would still dominate? And Wayne Gretzky wouldn't still dominate. Yeah. Brett Hull wouldn't still dominate. They might actually get more points because they didn't. First of all, they didn't have 3-on-3 to play. They didn't have no hooking, no holding, no hitting. Yeah. And on top of it, if you put all those players back into that era, where now you got to wear gloves up to your elbows because you got slashed so hard 50 times a game, and you got held up every time you touch the puck. I would suggest it'd be harder for guys nowadays to play then than it would be for them to play now.
I agree with that, and you could take the goalie situation. I get that too. The pads, the speed of the game, but go on YouTube and watch highlights of Holy and Mario, and they got 15 fucking dudes literally holding them, and they're breaking away from them and trying to get
water skiing on their back.
And not to mention the sticks like they have. There's just a lot to. Mario's not going to dominate today. You're crazy.
Ovi's the one guy. Ovi, Crosby, these guys who play in the trenches. I
get that.
Those guys could certainly still do their thing back in time.
100%.
Let me ask you this, because you played for so many different teams and so many great players. It's hard to go through all your teammates, and you were a Stanley Cup winner playing with all those great players in Carolina. So we don't have time to go through it. You play with Yager, you play with a bunch of great players, but you also play with Raffi Torres, who is kind of a poster child for a lot of these these hits that you're talking about. Now you're part of player safety. What did you think when you were a teammate of his? Versus maybe how you look at the game now, working in the Department of Player Safety.
Well, it's funny when that hit happened when he hit Hossa. Mm-hmm. I was sitting in Chicago and he got the 20 games or whatever he got. I was sitting on the bench watching this hit, and to me it wasn't a 20-game suspension hit. First of all, right? He hits Hossa, and it actually looked like a clean hit on the ice, and nobody was fine. Even their team didn't jump up and start yelling until Hossa decided not to get up. So. He clipped him, and you watch it in hindsight. He clipped him. I didn't think he clipped him as hard as he did, but obviously he did enough to keep him out of the series. But Raffi played hard, and he didn't miss an opportunity to finish a check, right? And that's how we know he was a little bit of a predator in that regard. But the one thing we missed after that series, we went on to beat Chicago. We went on to beat Nashville. We played LA in the conference finals, and every game that we played LA during the regular season that Raffi was in, I think he played 3 of the 4. Mm-hmm. We won all 3 that he was in, and we lost one he was without. I think he was the one player that we needed in that series because he put fear into people that nobody else did, right? And defensemen out there, they're not as comfortable making those hits. Some players aren't as comfortable carrying the puck as long as they're going to, and Raffi he would fight too. So Raffi was an important part of our team, and we lost him on that hit. But if I was in the Department of Player Safety at the time, I probably would have been defending him in the sense of it wasn't a 20-game suspension. And I would have probably been alone on that.
Yeah, but his reputation and the name on the back of the jersey is what leads to such a big number when it comes to suspension. Hey, you played for such a long time, and I'm sure you've suspended players that are coached by friends of yours or guys who you used to play with or general managers who you know really well. Has anybody ever called you privately, giving you shit, being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I have had that. And I can't expand on who it was or anything, but I have had one call, and the worst part was the suspension we gave, if the 5 of us were in there, I was one defending it, thinking it wasn't a suspension. And, and then I got, I'm there for my opinion. And, I get on board and I'll toe the rope, and we agree once we've hashed it out. But I was initially against suspension. And by the time we get on there for an hour and we all talked, we were like, yeah, you know what, maybe it is. But I was defending until I finally got talked into it that, yeah, maybe you guys are right. It is a suspension. But I got a call from, a text from the coach and just tore me a new asshole. And I was like, man, I sent it to our group. I'm like, here's what I deal with once in a while. Little do you know that my initial prognosis was not a suspension, yet here I'm getting yelled at by the coach. But I got thick skin. Like you said, I played on 8 teams. I've been yelled at by every coach. So I really don't care if somebody, wants to give me shit or have an opinion on it. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Damn right.
Hey, I know you interviewed with San Jose, and I think you got kind of deep in the process, right, for the GM position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that something you really continue to have interest in? Like, you'd like to manage a team? You want to, like, what do you want to do, coach? You want to stay what you're doing now?
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys who have worked in player safety, man, they get opportunities. It's a good spot to be.
Yeah,
in.
they do. It's a good stepping stone to the other side, and you're in the league. You get to see the other side of how things are run, because when you play as long as I did, you hear the player association side for 23 years, right? And then you go into the league side, and you're taught to hate Gary Bettman from a players association standpoint for so long, and I don't want to sound like I'm saying this just because I'm in there now in the league aspect, but when I go to the board of governor meetings or the general manager meetings, and I see how Mr. Bettman runs things and how he controls a room and how he manages the league, and where our league is right now, I don't see how anybody could say that Gary's done anything but great things for our game and the league. And you as a ex-player, you're like, oh yeah, you're kissing ass now because you work in the department. I don't have to kiss Gary's ass, right? To be honest with you, so I don't need to do it. But I will acknowledge when you see somebody who's done good things for the game of hockey, and Gary has done great things for the hockey, as has Bill Daly. So that part is different. And yes, being in the game and seeing how it operates, our department has been able to help players move on into management situations. And that is eventually what I would like to do at some point here. I wasn't in a rush to do it because I was, coaching like you said, I'm coaching my son's hockey team, being around him and his guys, which is also very important. I wanted to make sure, after being gone for so long, that I was around my kids a little bit. Now they're getting a little bit older. I got a junior in Arizona State, and then I have my son's a senior in high school, and I have a freshman now. So they're not out of the house, but they're more manageable, and I've been around a little bit longer. So that was important to me, and then now we'll see where it goes from here.
How close was the GM situation though in San Jose? Like, was that really? I mean, you wanted it, right? You interviewed more than once, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It would have been a great story. I think second ever draft pick of the Sharks. 30 years later, coming all the way around and managing it, but I got to one of the final cuts, I believe, with Mike and a couple others. But it's always it was a great experience. I had a great interview. It was nice to do it because you learn a lot. The people who are running it right now, Jonathan and Joe Will. Like, Joe Will was there when I was drafted by them, so a lot of the scouts were still there. So I felt like it was home. It would have been a good fit for me there, but Mike's a great hire as well. He's been in the league a long time. He's been working with the Rangers under good guidance from Drury. So you can't ever argue with people who get hired. Anybody who's getting hired for a job now has got their good qualities and their bad qualities, and you could pick apart one way or the other no matter what. But I think in general, you want to hire good people, nice people, and people who work hard. And I think you fit the bill for all of those.
Man, you get a GM job, dude. You're gonna have some golf withdrawals, just so you know. Just so you know.
Yeah, the golf game does take a hit on that, because you have to put the time and effort in, and that's what a lot of times I think people get concerned with hiring players and guys who are players who don't necessarily have to go work for a living after. Is that what's their work ethic like? And I've had that question brought to me once before with somebody. Had the balls to mention it to a good friend of mine who's with a team, and says, well, I'm not sure about the work ethic. What's he going to work like? And I felt like saying, you fucking guys, you think I played 23 years in the NHL because I didn't have a work ethic?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's almost astonishing to me that question would ever come up. I'm like,
Who was it?
That's it.
I want to know. I want to know who it was.
You let me know, Ray.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
Come on, Wizard.
Yeah, we don't want to play tattletales, but I was like, man, that's one of the dumbest comments I've ever heard. Because you physically and mentally can't play for 23 years if you don't put the effort in. So, so I was like, well, if they ask that question, then maybe they're not where they should be either. So I don't need to work for them.
Okay, so in the last couple, I know you're a busy guy, man, and I know 2004, I guess you didn't play, but you signed with Carolina. You guys beat us in the second round, but like, did you know that team was legit? I forgot how your year was, but like, you had a loaded team. You got a young goalie, Cam Ward. Like, tell us about that experience.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we started the season, and I was with Detroit. Let's be honest. I signed in Detroit 2 years earlier. And I signed in Detroit thinking I'm winning the Stanley Cup, maybe 2, maybe 3. Yeah. That's how good we were. Mm-hmm. My first year there, we win the President's Trophy. We lose in the second round to Calgary. We had Kiprusoff was too much for us, and then the next year's a lockout. I got bought out of my contract with Darian Hatcher and all the new guys basically because he had to go from 81 million to 39.
It's crazy.
Ken Hall is a genius. He's a genius. So the people on that team were just, it was a joke what we were loaded with in talent. So I went there thinking I'm going to win a cup. Long story short, you get bought out, signed in Carolina. We're ranked 30th in the Hockey News and 29th in Sports Illustrated, whatever. We were ranked at the bottom. And I'm like, well, there goes that opportunity of winning a cup now. It's, and then we start the season, the new rules changed, right? And Jim Rutherford was a little bit ahead of the curve, compared to a lot of them where he went out and got guys now who are basically all offense, and the rules we're gonna be on the power play most of the night, or a lot of the time, and we're gonna play skill, fast tempo, and he jumped ahead of everybody. I thought that year, and our team was loaded up front in terms of scoring and ability. And you said Cam Ward actually only played 16 games that year during the year. He was 8-8, and Martin Gerber was our stud for us in net, and got sick just before the playoffs. He lost 10 pounds, and he didn't have a frame to lose 10 pounds. And he struggled. He, got beat 6-1 opening night and then lost 6-5 the next night in overtime. And they made the change. And Cam went on, the history, when the Conn Smythe and that. But it's the first time and the only time, guys, though, that I came home one day and told my wife, this is probably mid-January. And I said, I think we can win. And she goes, what? I said, I think we can win the Stanley Cup. She goes, you didn't say that when you were in Detroit. And I'm like, no, I didn't say it. But, in Carolina was the one year I thought that team that we really could, because we had a great team, obviously, but we had a great team off the ice too, guys, which I think is so important nowadays. You have to be a group that cares about each other, both on and off. When you got teams that, half the guys when the game's over go one way and third goes this way, third go that way. Yep. You got just friends that meet in the morning and watch video together. So I think if you genuinely are concerned about your teammates and their families and their kids and show some kind of care, I think it builds a bigger bond and a better bond for you to win with. And that's just my philosophy and belief. And I believe that because it worked for us. There's probably other ways to win, but that's how I would build it. And we went on, we got Doug Wade in January.
Yeah, Dougie boy.
I got Dougie boy.
And
I'll never forget the first practice. We got Recchi in March. Yeah. And Dougie Wade's first practice was in Montreal. He flies to Montreal. We beat Montreal 7-2 the night before, and we're reloaded. We're getting it. So Dougie's come out for practice, and after 20 minutes of practice, his face is bright red, and he looks at me. He goes, Wiz, what did you guys do last night? Like, what happened? What are we in trouble for? Why are we skating so hard? And I kind of just giggled, and I said, Dougie, this is just the way things go every day. He goes, he skates us every day. We go hard for 20 minutes. We do all skill, speed, skill for 20 minutes. Then your water break, and then you do some system stuff. And then he gives us a tug every day after practice. We get a little tug, and we could skate really hard. He skated us right through the finals too. We skated, it wasn't bag skates, but he never let us go a day without opening the horses once or twice in practice at least. So we were built for speed and built to run, and we did. And we were, fortunate we got it done.
Yeah, no, that was a fun team, man. I remember team, Dougie getting traded from St. Louis at the time, and yeah, probably much different environment going from the team they had here back then, 05-06, to going to you guys, man, who were just completely loaded. Hey, last question for me. Yeah. What's the story About you shit your pants on the ice?
Oh, Ray.
Oh,
Ray.
oh, yeah.
Come on.
I did. So I'm from Western Canada. The Edmonton, Alberta, the Alberta area, and a lot of Ukrainians, right? So I've eaten a lot of cabbage rolls in my life. And at Christmas time, my grandma used to make these sour cabbage rolls. It's cabbage rolls with a lot of vinegar and, bacon and rice, and they're so good. So at Christmas time, anyway, my wife makes them every year for me, my grandma's recipe. And for 2 days on the 24th and 25th, I was just knocking down cabbage rolls. And anybody who knows what cabbage can do to you knows, what's going to happen. So anyway, the game time comes on the 26th. We're playing Florida at home. I'm on the blue line starting. I had a few cabbage rolls in the afternoon too. And I just thought I was going to sneak one out, guys. And I didn't sneak anything out. And it wasn't just like a little, a wet one that people do. It was a full out mess.
Oh.
And, I got the little kid starter beside me. He's got his gear on. He's all excited. I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this little guy knows I just shit myself. And this,
The little kid. For the national anthem, the kid sitting next to you.
Yeah.
You should have blamed it on him.
Treat. Yeah, I'm like, oh, did you shit yourself, kid? Like, what the hell's going on here? And so, typically once the anthem's over, everybody does a hot lap and, does a chin strap up. Well, I just kind of leaned forward on my skates and just kind of glided to the left wing position and did my helmet up and wasn't sure if I was allowed to start, not allowed to start, because I wanted to get off the ice, to be honest with you. And, of course, Brendan Moore wins the draw. We go D to D, he dumps it in, and I take hard strides in, and my feet are probably 3 feet wide. I'm not bringing my skeets underneath me now. I'm skating wide. I chop at the puck, and I turn, and I chop my way all the way to the bench, past the forward door to the defenseman door. In I go right down the hallway. It was a 9-second shift. And the trainer comes running in, and, oh, are you okay? You hurt your groins and this? And I said, nope. I need all new underwear and turn the showers on. I had to go to the handicap, so I had to get all the way undressed, shower, regroup, throw all my underwear in a garbage bag, send it out to the dumpster outside. So I got back. There was like 12 minutes left 8 minutes left in the game, or in a period. And it's like, I'm walking back there, and I'm walking behind the players in front of the coaches, and Laviolette backs up and moves, goes, "What, did you shit yourself or something?" And I stop right in front of him, and I look, I said, yeah. He starts laughing. It's just some stories, some things that go on in the game. That's what's great about the game, guys, is that you got to have fun when you play it. And I always had a good time doing it. And, I goof around in warm-ups and do all that stuff. It's just, it is a game in the end, and it is fun to do it. You want to win, obviously, but you got to enjoy it a little bit too. So stories like that are always fun to share, even though they're kind of disgusting. But it can happen. Right? That's the thing, though. Everybody in the world has shit themselves at some point. You know.
Andy did it yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Andy did it next time he sees Cam coming out in the corner. He might do it.
No shit.
Hey, listen, man. And you had a great career. People should know, man. Over 1,300 games, over 1,000 points, man. You had a great career. So much to be proud of. So enjoy yourself, man. Kick your feet up. Keep playing golf and doing what you're doing. And
hey, give us the invite up to that Gazer up there. You know? I won't be a hillbilly. I swear to God, I'll be polite to everybody. Hey, and one other thing, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're always nice to me, man. And I know it's like whatever, but like on the ice, like you just were cool. I just want you to know that. Very bizarre, but you were very nice to me, man. I'll never forget that. Yeah. So you know.
My philosophy was the least amount of people you get mad at you, the better it is for self-survival. And to be honest with you, I'm a talkative guy. I like people. I'm not an asshole on the ice. I never was and never tried to be. I just enjoy people, and I joined the game, and I appreciated you too, Cam. I just stayed the hell out of your way. That's all.
I love your photobomb stuff you would do during the interviews too, man. So it showed your personality. You got to have fun for sure, man.
You're the man, Ray.
So go do what you're doing, man.
Thing.
Yep, we'll be in touch.
Thanks, guys.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was the Wizard here on the Cam and Strick podcast, man. He was cool.
Really cool.
And we haven't really interviewed too many people that aren't cool.
Yeah.
There's one.
There's a couple.
Don't even want to talk
There's
about
a couple.
He's like still texting me every time like he disagrees with me.
Yeah.
He texts me. He's like, stop texting me.
Well, he likes you.
Just don't text me all the time.
I know. I get that. Don't take my opinion seriously.
Yeah.
At least mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like yours, I get. Like when I talk, just don't even take it seriously. Don't take me seriously.
Yeah.
I just want to entertain you. If you disagree, but I just want to entertain. And he's got to spew some fucking facts here and there with the hockey stuff. Well, we want to entertain, dude.
The Wizard shit his pants.
Yeah.
That ever happened to you?
God, yeah, dude.
No. What do you mean, God?
Tell you this?
Act like
Did I
it.
not tell that story?
No.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
You shit your pants on the ice?
No, way worse. I didn't tell this on here.
Well, maybe you should save it.
Okay. Well, no. All right. So, God. Remember I used to piss the bed?
Mm-hmm.
I used to, I couldn't say R. Like, I was just a fucking disaster. Just suck my thumb.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm fucking, whatever. I don't care. I'll tell you. And it's all good now. Like,
No wonder you're such a baby, dude.
Am I a baby?
Kinda.
Like,
You're like,
define
you're
a
not very
baby.
self-sufficient.
What? Who's helped me with anything in
Kate
my
does
life?
everything for you.
Wait, time out. How did I get from point A to point B? Did
You-
somebody help me?
You didn't drive.
Wait. Did somebody help me in my career?
Kate drove you there.
Did somebody carry me
Kate
to Windsor?
drove you from point A to
Did
point B.
Kate carry me to Windsor? Did Kate help me fight, guys? Are you out of your fucking mind? So anyway, when I was 13 years old, maybe old, I don't know. But like when you go to a high school, I go to Eureka High School with my buddies to watch the football games in middle school. And in middle school, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find your personality. The girls are a little bit older than you. They look older than you. They're maturing. Like, you're hard to talk to. You're in a weird spot. You're embarrassed a lot. It's an embarrassing, weird time. And your kids are going through that right now, Andy. And especially for a guy, too. It's just hard to... So anyway, we're at the Eureka High School football game. And me and my buddies played football next to the football game in the, in like the grass area.
Mm-hmm.
All the young kids in middle
of
school.
course.
Yeah, so we all played.
Yeah.
So I went there with my cousin.
I used to dominate.
I'm sure. So my cousin Hallie, my cousin Emily, my cousin Kara, and her friends.
What about Dale?
My girl cousins who are like my age and older, who are friends with all the good-looking girls all throughout middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
I rode in a car with them. So
Oh.
it was like my cousin and then 3 girls in the back seat with me.
Yeah.
We go to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing football with all my buddies. They're doing their thing. My stomach hurts. I don't want to go to the bathroom in that crowded bathroom with people everywhere. So I'm holding it. I'm playing football. I'm holding it. I go down, I trip, and I fall. It's coming. So I start walking on the track around the football field like a fucking penguin.
Mm-hmm.
It hits me so hard, I shit all the way down my pants, through my socks, through everything, in the middle of the track where people are, I know, and I'm 13, like older, like I'm not a child, where you're still like trying to build your confidence. It's oozing out of me. I'm walking like a fucking mummy. Like, I go to the bathroom's packed with people. I have shit dripping down my fucking leg, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, and everybody's like, Jesus, he's got COVID. Oh, he's got hepatitis. Oh God, he's got fucking bubonic plague. And I finally get in there and I try to wipe it off, and I can't, Andy.
God.
I can't.
You're disgusting.
I can't call
Yeah,
my
I
parents.
mean,
Listen to me.
yeah.
I can't call my parents. I live way out in the middle of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
The only ride home is my Aunt Karen with 5 girls that are older than me. So at the end, I hide in the bathroom, and finally we have to go. And I was thinking about walking home and finding a payphone. I had no money. There's no like cell phones, anything. I had nothing. My parents live way out there. I had to get in the back of a car with 3 girls with shit all over myself. You could only clean yourself up so much. It smelled so bad. And they had to drop off every girl.
Well,
before
did they all like acknowledge it in the car?
Oh my God!
Like,
They're like, what? They're like, what? They're like, what is that? I go, They all started looking at me. I'm like, I stepped in sewage. No, you didn't. You shit your fucking pants like a goddamn child. I sat for 45 minutes while they dropped off every girl, and I was the last one, and we had to clean at my parents' house. My mom and dad had to come out. We had to clean everything. Fuck.
I mean, I understand that happens. You're in middle school, dude.
Middle school? That's the worst kind. I shit my fucking pants.
Like, you shouldn't be doing that then. You know what I'm saying?
I almost called if I would have had a quarter, I would have been able to call my dad.
Dude, go ask somebody for a quarter.
And he
nobody has a quarter.
I didn't want to talk to anybody. I smelled like shit. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to see anybody. My dad would have came there in 2 seconds. It would have took him 25 minutes.
He probably wouldn't let you in the car either.
Oh, we had to clean my Aunt Karen's car.
Oh, my God.
Well, you want to know? There you go. So all you out there, just so you know. Like all you guys, man. Like,
dude, I'm telling you.
We've all been through embarrassing shit.
No,
it all works out. Now I was piss pumping cats and the women folk, I fucking did it. But then, man, like it just, sometimes you go through shit. Literally. And that was embarrassing.
Well, I never did that.
Well, you're cool, Andy. You're cool. You know.
You're cool.
Jesus. I tell you all my internal.
Hey,
you don't say shit about
we
yourself.
We appreciate the wizard for telling that story. That was a great story, actually.
Yeah.
Standing next to that little kid, you know, how they bring the kids out for the national anthem.
Well, you're ruined when that happens.
Did you ever start the game?
Yeah.
Did you ever have a little kid standing next to you? Yeah.
Yep.
What would you say to him?
Get out of my fucking way, boy. No. Man, I'm always nice to kids. Dude. Kids love me for some reason.
I still think you might have one day.
Like I do now?
No. Like a new, new one.
Like I'm dumping loads in her hardcore.
Is that true?
Yeah. But my sperm's irrelevant.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Yeah, it's not very funny.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, if you're trying to have kids, then that's different.
Yeah, it's all good, man. We're gonna live a happy life. I just gotta stay alive.
Anything else catching your attention in the hockey world right now?
Not really the hockey world, but like overall in the grand scheme of things, yeah, there's a couple fucking things. I don't know.
Like what?
Yeah, just the way everything
that we
is.
haven't talked about.
Nah. You know that weird shooting in Virginia was fucked up, you know, but we don't need to get into that. I don't know.
You know what they're gonna say? And I'm not saying that it's wrong.
Mental illness, what?
CTE.
Yeah, that gets thrown around a lot, Andy. You know, CTE. Do I believe that with him? No. Nah. Well, I don't know enough about the story. Maybe
they were on a field trip.
Yeah, in Washington. To visit the Capitol or something.
Yeah,
like a play.
These dudes are cool, man, and they're just going to college.
Like they're living the best
life. They're going to an amazing college.
And it's not like this kid had a bad life. Like, he was successful.
Right.
Now, he did have a gun charge.
He did.
And I think he got dinged for about 8 months or something.
Campus police knew who he was, I think.
Yeah, because he had a gun charge.
And he wasn't on the football team anymore.
No.
But
he was getting his degree.
Yeah. Do you know, it's a very he had a hazing incident that he was involved in too. Yeah. With their fraternity.
What'd they do?
I don't know what he did.
Oh, he did it to somebody?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, it's mental illness, you know. So people are going to be like, guns, this, that. It's just mental illness. And there's gun laws that we need to fix, too.
God, man.
You can't have a fucking kid
get
a fucking AK-40 or a AR-15 and go, you know. You got to vet and verify these cats.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
So that's a social issue that you're more
100%.
on the liberal side.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, the people where I live, Andy, they're not committing crimes with guns. They're just not. They're all educated. Yeah, like all my people out there where I live, man, they have their kids learn about guns at a young age. They all are loaded. People in my sort of that wealthy part of Franklin County and that lovely golf, everybody's loaded with guns. And all the kids, they all know how to shoot. They all know. Mm-hmm. They're respectful with it. And it's just a difference, man. But you get some of these fucking nutbag kids that could just order it online and they go through a thing and all of a sudden they get a gun and they go shoot up. It's like, fuck you. Mm-hmm. There needs to be a tougher process. I completely agree with that. Mm-hmm. But guns aren't the problem. It's mental illness. We have 350 million guns in this country.
So what do you do?
You make sure you vet who's buying the gun first. Well, you make it a fucking you do a longer vetting process.
What do you do? Like interview the person?
Well, yeah, they'll go through. They'll be like, okay, you sign up for. You want to get your gun license? Okay, you sign up for that. Now we're gonna vet every. Oh, wait a minute. You pulled a gun on somebody when you're. Wait, no, we're gonna sit back and you're gonna have to wait a little long. Just something like that. Like, look, I'm not in charge. But if there's somebody with gun laws, but people are like, we gotta get rid of all these guns. Like, no, you're not, because the dipshits are gonna have the guns. The guns are there. They're always gonna be here. We're in the United States. There's nothing that could change that. Mm-hmm. You have an abundance of weapons here. The people that know how to use it don't commit it. the dipshits that take illegal guns and scratch off the serial numbers, those guys should go in jail for automatic 10 years. If you commit a crime with an illegal gun, you should go to jail for 10 years automatic. That will stop a lot of gun crime. These guys are shooting. These kids are fucking killing people. They're shooting guns, and all of a sudden they let out weeks
Isn't
later.
that what happened to like Plaxico Burress, the football player, at that club in New York City? Yeah,
He shot himself. Like
wasn't
a fucking
it like
moron.
an illegal gun?
Why would you bring a gun in there? You're an idiot.
I know.
Your sweatpants on.
Yeah.
You're a fucking moron.
Can you imagine shooting?
There's 15-year-old kids with fucking illegal guns robbing you for your phone, and then they make a phone call a minute later and get arrested. Then they're let out a month later.
Can you imagine going to jail for shooting yourself?
Yeah.
What are you in here for? I shot myself.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. You'd be hair braiding.
Did you play the Powerball?
Nah. No, all these fucking people though.
You know you can't win if you don't play.
Well, dude already won. I don't care.
Did,
I don't
did
think
one
that
person
way.
win?
Yeah, it's just one person.
I thought there were like 3 people.
I heard it was one, and I heard the guy that sold him the ticket gets $1 million too.
He does.
Mm-hmm. Or is it the guy that owns a gas station? I
Yeah,
don't know.
the owner.
They both should,
the owner.
They both should get
not the cashier.
Not the cashier did. Yeah,
He didn't get shit.
But I just hate going to gas stations and like there's a line out the wall.
You hate going to gas stations. You go every day.
Let me finish.
I mean, because
Let me
for you
finish
to
what the
say
fuck-
that is completely inaccurate.
I hate going to gas stations when the line's out the wazoo because everybody's getting goddamn
so
scratch offs.
is the line long during like
It's so long and everybody's so fucked. That's all about
I've
that.
never had to wait in line for a Powerball ticket.
Yeah, and then like people be like, give me the Powerball. Okay, then give me that there. Give me the Lucky Charm 17. Give me the number not number 19, the number 21. No, it doesn't matter.
And a pack of Newports.
And a pack of fucking new. Wait, never mind. Take that back. I need. Or they'll bring it. Like there just seems to be a separate line for the lottery fucking Hoosiers, and they take forever. And just because you buy a lottery, you're not Hoosiers.
Hey,
but you know who I'm talking about.
I'm gonna put it out in the universe right now. I will win the lottery one day.
You already did.
No.
No, you already did.
The Powerball.
Look what you do. Look what you do for a living.
I'm gonna win the Powerball.
Look what we do for a living. We won the lottery, homie. We just gotta keep it stable with our money.
Okay, but I think
You're gonna like that's what you think of. So like your vision isn't like let's build this up. Let's fucking make sure the kids are healthy. Let's fucking live a luxury life. You're just like, I fucking can't wait. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna buy more tickets. And I'm gonna win one day. That's your.
Well,
that's your like
I was
thought
looking.
process?
I was looking at
Goofy.
property in different parts of Colorado that I want to buy a house in, and that day will happen for me one day.
I believe that.
Somebody wins.
It ain't gonna be because of the lottery.
Well, somebody
Because
wins.
you're gonna be because you're teamed up with me, and we are very successful.
Somebody wins. If you want to be on our team, by the way, anybody out there, you own a business, you want to
Yeah,
promote your
man.
business the right way.
That's the right way to do it. Don't just
You come on.
don't go to the gas station and hope
No.
and pray.
You contact us, and we'd love to work
yeah,
with you.
absolutely. Look what Brody did. Brody got in contact with me. I go, meet me here.
I think he
met
reached
me
out
here.
to me too.
No, he reached out to me.
he did. He reached
Yeah,
out.
well,
to me
Andy,
too.
you ignored him, and I don't. Right, Brody? I got right back to you, didn't I? I bought you lunch. We sat down. We talked.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck on. Andy's like, fuck these kids. Fuck it. No, I'm going to hang out with him. Now look what he's doing. He only messed one thing up.
Mark Howe.
Yep.
We'll never. Hey, all the listeners out there, you'll never be able to hear
You'll never
one
be
of the greatest
It
interviews.
was such a good interview. He actually pumped my tires up too so much. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then, well, it's in the ether.
I still believe, just like I'll win the Powerball. I believe
Well,
we're
that's
gonna recover that interview.
It's such
one
a
day.
stupid thing to think about.
Why?
Instead of like focusing on
I
being
watched
successful
My
and like
Lottery-
making this better,
My Lottery
and being
Dreamhouse.
and learning like how to be, more dynamic. What you know in that head of yours.
I do
like
that
instead-
too.
Well, you are now because
I
you're
do
hanging
that.
with me.
I do that too.
But like you were so one dimensional. Like work on that. Don't work on going to the gas station and spending money on fucking lottery tickets like a lazy ass. Work for it, dude. Look where we're at now. You're gonna work.
I'm still
we're one step away from fucking.
I'm still holding on to a lottery ticket from a few months ago because I got a couple of right numbers that I just don't know what it's worth.
I just don't care.
Could be $100,000 or something.
I don't care. I don't care. If you're worrying about getting a lottery ticket, if that's what you're thinking about, then you got the wrong attitude, brother. There's ways to make money, dude. You could be a fucking weirdo in your basement and film yourself on TikTok
On
and
OnlyFans?
say something or say something stupid like and just be goofy on TikTok and you get subscribers, and you're making a shit ton of
Cam,
money.
There's this dude.
It's the weirdest thing in the
A
world.
buddy of mine sends me his
Don't tell me you
videos.
can't make money.
He makes like sweaters.
Yeah.
And he's got hundreds of thousands of followers. And I'll show you like example.
I mean, can his stories get any more slow and goddamn boring?
I had the idea to do it.
See, look at this motherfucker.
Even down to these exact colors. If you would like, you can get a T-shirt replica of it on my website, sambarsky.com.
Okay. Is he a sponsor? No. All right. See what I mean?
See, he's making bank. Dude.
It's like people are like, oh, God, how can you be successful in the U.S.?
No,
what?
he's killing it. This guy.
If you want to make money,
you
can make fucking money in this goddamn country. You can make money in this country. You could be a fucking Hoosier with no hockey, anything from Burnsville, goddamn Missouri, with no hockey in your blood, and make the NHL with nothing, with no help. You could just do it.
All right, well,
and then all of a sudden retire with no money and then start going on the radio with no radio experience and just being that. And then calling your buddy and doing a podcast and just being entertaining and be successful
again,
that way. No excuses.
We'd like to start our, we want to have a Q&A with people.
I'll do whatever. If they want it, whatever
Live.
they want to do. It's not up to you.
Ask
it's
us
up
anything.
It's up to them. What do they want from us?
What do you want?
What do you guys want? We'll do whatever you want, man. If it's within reason, you know. I ain't going on goddamn OnlyFans. Unless
I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out.
I got to starve myself.
I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I'm going to check it out.
Well, if you make money, do what you got to do, brother.
I mean, if it's as successful as my Cameo.
Is that thing still like...
I just made another one because the people are reaching out. I'd like to send some holiday greetings on Cameo to each of all of you.
I mean, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah. Well, I just said it, so it's my thing.
Then do it. Then get Andy.
All right. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by Hair Club. You know that. 800-279-7878. Go to our landing page today. hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. First Form Nick, man, is he's everywhere.
He is.
And, you know, you think about, like, who do you want to, like, you know, you tell your kids, like you know, be like that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Be 6'3".
Be like Nick.
With beautiful hair. Be like him, will you, kid?
Be like Nick.
Yeah, Nick's a good dude, man. Like, he's not cocky. Like, he's just he's a wholesome dude.
He did leave his jersey on
Like,
the
I bet
floor.
you if I called Nick.
He felt bad about that, too.
No, he did. No, you don't do that, though.
No, he felt
like
bad.
sometimes, man. Like,
you didn't have to really come at him like that.
On what?
I didn't like the way you went at him about that.
Well, don't put your jersey on.
Well, I mean, it's a mistake.
Listen, he's going to tell me about working out and stuff. I got to tell him about.
I tell my son that, too.
I got to tell. Yeah. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Nick is my son. You didn't know. But if I bet you if I called Nick, like, man, I need it. Can you come pick me?
He would do it for you.
I know you would.
Because I know those guys. That's the way they operate.
I'd call Andy, and be like, man, I got to take Ty to Andy. I'm freezing on the side of the road. The people, can you just pick me up? Well, I don't know.
Where are you?
I got to do a hit with Frank Cusimano. Andy, I'm free. I'm gonna die. I go, well, let me get this hit done. Army's gonna be calling me. That's what you would do.
Where are you? I'd say.
Like, I'm on the side of the road and I'm right by your house. Well, let me do this hit with Army and fuck, I got a Zoom meeting with Bertuzzo's mom. Jesus. Then I'm dead. And then you're like, well, now what are you gonna do? You gonna find another podcast person?
I keep a very busy schedule.
Yeah, you need help. You need like an assistant. Like Andy's always scrambling. I call him. Scrambling. Like, calm down. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Okay, what time you want to do it? I got fucking things. The mail guy's coming today. Well, mail comes every day, Andy. Jesus,
dude.
My neighbor's cooking curry. I don't know what to do. Well, just let him cook curry. You're okay. He's got his mask on, doing it. You're fine.
My neighbor said that I make the best curry in the neighborhood too. By the way.
Yeah, I bet. Be pissing out of your ass,
dude. I make amazing curry. Curry in a hurry, man. I'd love to. I'd love to do a video for that on that.
Food from Andy. Veggies and veggies.
You ever had tofu?
Yeah, it's so good.
Do you like it?
No.
You really don't?
Fuck no. And miso soup, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Tofu's nothing.
Not the way I make it.
Air. Hey, come over for tofu. People be like, what?
My buddies that shit.
If my buddies were chirping you about food, and they go, why didn't he come to my bonfire. I go, Andy ain't coming out there.
You didn't invite me, dude.
I know, but I did figured you wouldn't want to go out there anyway.
I would have
He
gone.
goes, get him next time. I go, get him out here. I want to talk. My buddies want to talk to you.
Let's do it.
But it's like if you were to, you hang out, you golf with all of us out there. But if you would have been like, hey guys, I want you over for dinner, and all my buddies out there who are successful,
I'm gonna make
cool,
you tofu stir fry, and I'll have cake bread on that table too.
Well,
okay.
That might be a different
And
bag
bottle of
because I'll bring my
too.
own steak over and cook it. But like, if Andy's gonna if you're gonna invite us over,
I'm a Traeger ambassador,
and you're
too,
like,
you know.
I'm cooking you tofu, I'm gonna be like, why the fuck am I leaving my house?
Because it's damn good, bro.
No, it's not.
You haven't had it yet.
I've had tofu. Jesus
No,
Christ.
not the way I make it. Well, we'll do that too.
Vegetarian.
I got a lot of videos I'm going to make, including my world-class, award-winning mashed potatoes. Those are coming up very soon. As soon as I can get Cam to come over to film this video. Brody will film it. Cam's going to come over, and we're going to make this shit. But you got to do what I tell you to do in the video.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to come over to your house and have you boss me around while you cook mashed potatoes. What the fuck?
First form. Get those bars. I love this.
They're good.
The chocolate covered pretzel bars, the protein bars.
Are you allowed to eat pretzels?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
The chocolate covered pretzel bars, the salted caramel bars, the fruits, the veggies, the protein, the cake cups.
Yeah, they're good.
The vitamins. I take a multivitamin every day, man. The pack.
And the fish oil. I take that.
I take the fish
Dude,
oil too.
like my whole everything I eat.
Why do you think I'm so
first form.
healthy?
You are a healthy guy, and you're gonna outlive me, 100%. But I'm getting better because
Come
of
on.
first form.
You shouldn't talk like that.
Andy,
You got a long
Andy, I've
life
abused
to
my
live.
body so much.
Okay,
I don't
well,
even know.
just take it easy.
I know, but I've abused my body. more
Take it
than you
easy.
can
We
even
need you
imagine.
around here, Cam.
I know,
for
and
God's
so is
sakes.
my wife. So, but I've been through a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tofu. Go fuck yourself.
First Form, baby. Again, use our link, firstform.com/Cam.
Hook that up, guys, man. That helps
Please
everything,
use the
dudes.
link.
We love all y'all.
CarShield and carshield.com, 800-857-2481. Use that promo code CAM. I know it's embarrassing, but do it. I'll save you money.
Yeah, save money.
That's why you do it. Waggle Golf. Be the best dressed and best looking golfer out there.
homie.
Even if you suck at golf,
That's
it doesn't matter if you look good.
You look good, baby. You look
They're like,
good.
dude, you can come golf with us.
No shit, you look good.
You look like a fucking golfer.
As long as you don't film me.
Waggle. Get your waggle on.
Get your wag on, baby.
GetYourWaggleOn.com. They got so much shit. They got the winter hats, the quarter zips, the hoodies. Get that for your fall and winter golf season from Waggle Golf. Bellman and Bellman.com. At Bellman, you find
Swinging motherfucking dead. Hi.
They got the Buick GMC on one side of the street
Buick.
in Troy. Yeah, I know you're looking at that.
Buick.
Enclave. I know you're looking at that.
I got
Enclave.
that Grand Wagoneer, dude. Check that out, dude.
Chrysler, Dodge,
Check
Jeep,
that mug
Ram
out.
on the other side.
Badass shit.
Say hi to Kenny
Hi, Kenny.
and say hi to Dale, too.
Hey, what up, Dale?
Danny Boy.
Danny boy, what's
Happy
up,
Thanksgiving to all of you.
homie? Yeah.
We love our friends over there
Yeah, they're
at
cool
Bellman,
as shit.
man. They are the
We love
best.
them. We love all
Again,
you
they'll
guys.
buy your used car too, man. And everybody qualifies.
Hell yeah.
No matter how bad your credit is. Everybody qualifies.
They'll take care of you.
Yes, they will. Sparks Skate Sharpeners. Again, use that promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than you're going to save on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Skate like a pro. Use the machine the NHL players use. And countless other junior teams and Division I college teams. And the majority of hockey shops that you go to now, too. Use that Sparks, SPARX. Keep ordering and keep supporting our sponsors, man. We appreciate it. We can't thank you enough. All of y'all out there for supporting all of our
Love
sponsors.
all you guys, man. We love all y'all. Let us know what's up.
Including Sparks Skate Sharpeners. All right, man, this has been episode 212 with the wizard, Ray Whitney.
Yeah, cool cat.
We got some great ones coming up as well. I hope everybody has a great day, and we apologize that we're coming out a little bit later today.
It's all good.
A little bit later
We never
today.
do that, dude. We're like the most organized thing going.
So
dude.
hopefully that won't ever have to happen again.
We
But
do it right.
in the meantime, this is just the way it is today.
It's all
so
good.
It is all good, man. So everybody have a great day. Stay happy. Stay thankful.
Yeah, love all you guys.